But what they used to do at the end of it is they used to say, you don't just get the cloth, you don't just get the thing that we're selling you, you also get this and this and this. And they pile up like a load of stuff. And it'd be like, you know, like, do you know what I'm talking about? It'd be like, you don't just get, for $29.95, you get the chamois pack, but you also get the paint roller. There was a paint one. There was a paint roller. There was a paint thing. It's not a roller though, it was something else, but it was like a roller. There was a paint thing. Home right paint stick, it might be this. But no, this is an American version of like the English thing that I was watching. But it was this, right, let's just watch one of these anyway. So, it looks like I've watched this before, look, I'm already halfway through it. That's weird. Have I left a comment? No. That's a bit weird.
You also get the 3/4 inch snap.
You also get, they see straight off. He's doing it now. You also get, you don't just get what you pay for, you also get. And what you also get is like loads more stuff, and you're always like, oh my god, this is what they did with Peter Folding. You don't just get the boat, you get the sonar, you get the rope to drag it, you get the computer housing, computer not included.
Which used right over here for the exterior walls, okay, for the outside of your house. You also get the fill tube and the lid so that you don't have any spills.
Big ups, Kelly. I saw that you've been having some trouble on the internet. What a shitter. What a shitter.
Drips and nothing gets into your paint. And you also get the spatter shield that allows you to paint the ceilings and not get anything up on your...
You also get the spatter shield. Well, I didn't know I was going to need the spatter shield. Now I know I need it. I can't go without it. I'm getting the spatter shield. I want the spatter shield. Sign me up. If you call right now, we'll also throw in a free radio alarm clock. I don't need a radio. If you call right now, though...
ceiling when you're painting your walls.
That's terrific.
If you call right now, we'll throw in the account in the Bahamas for free.
It's the whole system.
Now here's the best part about the paint stick. This
Here's
is
the
made
account
of
for the
durable
paint stick.
space-age plastic.
No!
Oh!
Okay?
That's going to break it.
We have designed this thing to last you a lifetime, okay?
I guess so.
Wow. Where can I pay? How do I pay?
And that's why the Home Right paint stick comes with a lifetime guarantee. That
How can you sit in an audience and watch somebody sell you a product and applaud them midway through? I mean, obviously they're being paid to sit in the audience, aren't they? But how could you, in normal circumstance, be like, well, I've come to see a show, and this is, as shows go, it's a pretty good one. He's really singing the praises of this paint roller.
states in writing, if at any time...
Reminds me of Shakespeare. Is this a paint roller I see before me?
the paint stick becomes damaged, if it ever fails or malfunctions,
if it
send
fails,
it back to the factory and they'll repair it or replace it free of charge for the life of the product.
Brilliant. You can send it back to the factory and they'll replace it for the life of the product. But isn't the life of the product until it breaks? Do you mean for my life or the life of the product? No. What do you mean?
As long as you own it.
I think that's as long as you own it. I think that's a piece of paper, really, that isn't worth the piece of paper it's paper printed on.
We guarantee it.
That's amazing.
You guarantee it. He guaranteed it. Hello? my home right paint stick is broken. The man on the telly's guaranteed it. So, can I have a new one? Well, do you still have the receipt?
A lifetime guarantee.
This is beyond. This is better than when Ian McKellen fell off the stage. Applaud.
Really is amazing. That's great, Jen. Okay, we love it, right?
We love it. We are after 12. Bear in mind, you were jumping into the middle. This is 12 minutes in. Like, this is a 28-minute video, and this is what I mean. Like, I used to watch these things on the telly when I was a kid, and I was aware it was an advert, but I'd think like a 28-minute long advert. I'm in. Like, what is like? Not because I want to buy the product. I was a kid. I didn't want to buy a paint roller or a chamois. I was just like the way they're selling it, the theatre of it all. Like, I was just enthralled. And they do it like this as well, yeah. I remember these things now. They do it like this, like it's a telly programme, and it's not a telly programme, is it? There's no home right telly, like it's not, it's an advert. They said it's an advert at the start, so why do they dress it up like a telly programme then? It's an American thing, isn't it? Americans. Hi, I'm paid to sell you products.
Hello, how are you? My name is Nancy.
My name's Nancy, and I can't care a shit about you at home. As long as I get my money, so I'll tell you anything. frankly.
Now, I want to ask you a question. How many of you have painted something around the house?
Everyone in the world has painted someone ever. Everyone has always... That's a great question because everyone's going to say yes, aren't they? How many of you have painted, especially if your target demographic is... Anyway, look, they've definitely painted something.
And you were so pleased with yourself because you were going to save money and do it. And after you did it, you said, I am never doing that again. It is such a hassle and such a problem. You did this in 1960 with these colors that, what do you think?
What?
Yeah, I know. And you thought,
That's getting a bit specific. I didn't do anything with 1960. I think they mean their specific demographic
never painting again. It's
that they're targeting.
going to stay this color. Well, now you're all kind of going ooh and agreeing. How many of you
The
have
relaxing
painted
music's
anything
going to have
around
to go.
the house? Yes,
How many of you have
you're-
painted? Everyone has put their hand up. This is the first step. It's a hypnotism trick, this is. She's like, put your fucking hand up. And she looks around the room. Obviously, it doesn't matter here because they're all paid to be in the audience. But in a standard room like this, this is a scammer's trick. Is you say, how many of you? And you ask you, and you put your hands. And like, if they put their hand up and go along with it, you're like, okay, so you're already quite malleable, quite willing to just put your hand up like the rest of the group. Like the unwilling ones who don't raise their hands, they can go. The ones with their hands up, you follow me. I want to get into your wallet.
Self-project. How many of you with that project have had a problem?
Oh,
Well, okay, so I guess what we're learning is do-it-yourself painting brings problems automatically, right? Okay.
no, what we're learning is these people have all had a problem.
Well, now, listen up,
It
because
doesn't
I
mean
am
that inherently do-it-yourself painting creates problems, but there are problems in any task.
told that the guy who's going to come and talk to us is somebody who
You
is
know who he is. You've met him backstage. The guy.
going to show us that it's no longer a problem. He's going to make painting all these things in our house so easy we can't believe
He's going to paint everything. This is a set, though, isn't it? It's not your house. Big ups to the gifted tier sub. Shouts out Kelly Deppy. Got the tier sub.
it. He says it's going to be fun. He says it's going to be
It's going to be fun.
easy. So let's hear from the expert himself. Hi, Jim.
There he is. Hey, he's running. He's running. You can tell he's done painting because he's covered in the shit.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Hi, I'm dressed like you would expect me to dress if I were to be an expert at painting.
How many of you out there have this stuff laying around in the garage or the basement? Drop cloths, they stink, they smell.
And they take up a lot of space.
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Get rid of them. What?
Of crusty old rollers and trays. I mean, you can get a backache from trying to do that stuff up and down and up and down. How about
You can get a backache. God, yeah, actually. So what am I doing wasting, like stupid idiot that I am, getting backache? That was a waste of my life. I can't believe I didn't even carry on.
this stuff? You ever try to paint with brushes? You know how they drip and go
Brushes, the universally accepted means of applying paint to any particular surface, whether it be canvas or walls or anything. Brushes, the most ubiquitous tool for painting that I've ever heard of. Rubbish, probably, aren't they? Am I living in the dark ages playing with brushes? Oh no, the neighbours are going to find out and they're going to think I'm just like not quite as good as them. I've got the big tellis. I also need something better than a brush.
all over the place. They make a mess all over the floor.
A mess.
This stuff is outdated. So let's just
Get rid of it.
rid of it.
Get
As a
rid of
matter
it.
fact, I don't even need special clothes to paint today.
What? How will I know? How will I know to identify you as a professional painter?
So would you help me out of my paint
I'll
suit?
help you, but what you don't, you can't wear nice clothes like this to paint in.
You can't wear nice clothes like this to paint. You shouldn't wear these sort of clothes to go out in, really, because people will see what you're dressed like. But it's up to you, I suppose.
I wore
can.
my paint clothes.
Well, it's good that you
She
wore
wore her pink clothes.
your paint clothes, but we don't need them.
That's gone?
That's gone.
That's gone. You can keep yours on though, because it's part of the set design.
Paint in your casual clothes, because I'm going to introduce to you today.
I need to buy this brush so that I can paint in my casual clothes. Because before, what was the issue with my painting, right, was that I always enjoyed painting around the house. However, I got little spots of paint on my clothes. So what I would do is I'd wear rough overalls, okay? Now I can wear my finest clothes. You must wear dungarees. You should be wearing dungarees. You should have a little dab of paint on your face about here or on your nose there. A little paint fight. Oh, that's saucy. You know, you should do that, shouldn't you? Like, isn't that part of the painting anyway? No. Apparently no. We're going to be painting in our finest clothes. We're going to wear your suit that you intend to get married in for painting. Now you can. That's always been a problem to me. So I'm glad for this. I've always wanted to paint in finer attire.
The Home Right paint stick. I'm going to paint an 8-foot by 8-foot wall.
Right.
With just the paint I have in my hand, and I'll do it in less than 1 minute.
Okay. But will it, like, because I could paint a wall really quick with a paint roller as well, but will it be a good, even, like, when it dries and everything, are we going to do 2 coats? Like, it just feels like, I guess technique is part of it, but yeah, you might have a slightly better paint sponge than, I'm looking around at my wall thinking how many, like 60 seconds, it's probably quite a lot to paint the whole wall actually, isn't it? Mind you, with a big splodgy roller, I bet I could, if I was on stage and you didn't have to inspect it close. Anyway, look.
No.
No.
Yes.
No. I
don't know if that's, you know, I don't know if that's out of this realm of this world. Anyway, it doesn't look that big of a wall, does it? And you've got a big roller, so.
Seeing is believing, right, folks?
Okay.
Seeing is believing.
Watch what happens when I start painting with the paint stick.
All right, this is
Will
a
I get to look at it really up close?
great challenge. Let's do
I'll
it.
start
Prove
myself
Great
it.
challenge.
and
Ready?
we'll go.
Go. 1, 2, 3.
You know
4.
what I'm noticing right away is how smooth it seems to be.
He's not even rushing.
I always have places that are thick and thin and don't cover and all of that.
Well, do you notice anything that's missing?
He's not dipping it in the roll. He's not dipping it in the paint.
That by now you would be
That's
dumping
right.
more into the tray
You
with.
don't have to use that paint tray. You don't have to use the paint can.
What?
You don't even need a ladder.
I wish you
Well,
all
don't
could
even
be
need a
close to this,
ladder.
because you know how when you take the roller over a wall, often you can see little spots where you say, "Oh, I didn't cover well there. I got to go back again." It honestly, from here, Jan, doesn't look to me like
It doesn't even look like he's getting a bad back.
be doing this a second time, are
You don't. You actually get 1 coat coverage when you use the paint stick.
Well, not 1 coat, because I can see as you're going over it there, the first coat isn't completely covering it. I can actually see that there. I think what you're doing is you're doing 1 coat and then you're moving it and then you're doing another coat, like while you kind of overlap them as you go. So you're not doing 1 coat and then moving and 1 coat, and like you're going over it. When you say 1 coat coverage, you mean you're not going to have to repeat this process after it dries, is what I think you mean. But even then, I'm not sure that's true.
We're going to be using
1
less
coat
paint.
coverage?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And
love
1 more.
that.
Actual painting time may vary,
That's it.
depending on how fast you fucking paint. That's incredible. That's incredible. I'm not sure, because also he's taped off the top line and the bottom line. You didn't count that bit, but he didn't have to edge it properly or anything like that. So that's out. So maybe you could paint a wall the same size with a paint roller, dipping it into the paint thing. Maybe a little bit longer for the dipping in the paint roller. But other than that, you know, other than that, it's not a massive. Now, we haven't finished the job here. We haven't done the detail.
What's the secret here? Because, as I said, this
What's the secret? It's a fucking roller with paint in it. The paint's inside the roller. It's not a secret, is it? Where do you think the paint is?
really just looks like a roller with a long stick.
Okay, let me
Obviously,
show
there's
you.
something else going on
Let me
here.
show you how it
Obviously,
works.
yeah, because I wouldn't pay money for a roller on a long stick. That would be stupid. Convince me why I'm not stupid so that I can please pay you the money.
Okay. What's the secret to this? We want to know.
Secret, secret.
Paint stick is designed to be able
Right, that's gone in the bin there now.
to hold the paint right in the handle.
In the handle, not in the tip. You put it in the handle.
Designed a special lid and a fill tube, so I'm going to put it right down into the bottom. It covers the top of the paint.
That's not a special lid and a fill tube. Like, that's just a plastic lid that goes on a paint can so you can pour paint out from it. Like, I suppose you could patent that if you. I mean,
And
So
so
it's not gonna
do I get that free?
spill.
you don't have to worry about the paint getting out or anything getting into the paint.
And you're also not doing that tipping, and then it runs down the side, and then you're doing that. Yes.
It's so easy, even a child can do it. All
I mean,
you
that's slightly better, but I don't know if it's an.
have to do is just take this valve. Do you
There we
see it
go.
right here?
Okay.
Okay, this valve,
valve.
right here. Yes,
Put
I
the
see.
valve
So, in between jobs, do you have to empty that out and clean it?
right on top of the fill tube.
Okay.
and
Right, it's
pull
gone on
back
the fill-
this handle. Watch what happens.
Sucking it up.
You fill the paint stick
No
with
kidding.
paint.
Wow. That is incredible. They're applauding it. That is incredible. It's like a big syringe.
Like a giant fountain pen.
Exactly.
It's very complicated, isn't it?
It's exactly like filling a fountain pen. You'll get 7 fills of the paint stick for every 1 gallon of paint.
Saves you
Okay?
time, it
Plus,
saves you
I
money.
just loaded this up right.
Right.
Saves me time and money. Well, it seems to be saving me time at the moment of getting the paint onto the wall. But what about the cleaning of the paint stick afterwards? Because one of the things about brushes is they're really easy to clean, aren't they? But this looks a bit more difficult to clean.
Listen, there's nothing dripping
What are you
out
doing?
of this.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I wanted
He's a
to prove to
madman.
you that the paint stays in the paint stick and in the paint handle. If I
Yeah,
would
but don't threaten the audience. You're a madman.
I've tried that with an old roller. Here, hold this.
You're right. You're right. It would have been dripping all over.
What's in the garage?
Wait, you didn't get to touch this. This doesn't weigh anything.
It doesn't weigh anything. Nothing at all. I'm going to hold it down, otherwise it'll float off. Chicago.
You know what?
It only weighs the amount of the paint that's in it. Chicago.
That's very important.
Suddenly I've turned into Luke. Chicago. Big up Snood. Big up Snood. Big up Snood. Wait, the first thing I said when I came on the fucking stream is that I want to fucking watch the Detractor Beam later. Detractor Beam's on in like 2 hours, right? And I'm going to be watching that. And it's got Shinko Fleur on it. And Shinko Fleur and Alt, they both fucking love Kat. And Shinko Fleur's done a picture of Kat. And she's sexy, but she's not really the real Kat. She's actually an artificial intelligence picture of Kat. And that's why she looks sexy. Although Kat's got a nice face. So it might be that the face is the sexy one and hers is the same face. So maybe she does look sexy.
You're telling us
That's me saying that Detractor Bean is on at 1 o'clock, slightly after 1 o'clock in the morning in the UK.
Our back and everything, but you didn't give
But
us
they live in America, so it's different, except some of them don't live in America.
something heavy.
Mainly
to
him.
save it with. This doesn't weigh a thing.
2¼ pounds.
I don't dox him. He lives in the bit near America where they drink maple syrup
This is
instead of milk.
great. Yeah,
Now
this
look at
is
this.
very nice.
Here's how most of us paint, right? We have
8:45 EST. Nobody knows what EST is.
this old roller. Now look at my
In
back.
England, we don't know. But I'll finish my stream and then go and watch it. So they'll all know because I'll say I'm finishing this now. And it'll be when that is.
Is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going to give you the sore back, right?
That's how you get a bad back. You put it on the floor. What an idiot. I can't believe you're using this tray like a pauper. What are you doing in poverty paint land? You fucking paint you fucking paint scum. You paint scum. What are you doing? What are you doing? Kim Kardashian doesn't bend over like this unless she's getting it. Wait, shall I just check? Hang on. Does Kim Kardashian... She does bend over like that, it turns out. Whoa! She does, actually. It's not my fault. I didn't do it. It's fucking...
I dream about food every night.
All right, let's get back to what we're doing. This.
Deal with all this
paint.
stuff.
Wait, you paint pauper. You fucking paint. I'm trying to think
drips
of
and globs.
you scum. Paint scum. You paint scum.
That's what, yeah,
Oh, dripping it. Dripping it. Get him out of the bar. Get him out of the bar. He's dripping it. He's dripping it. Get him out. I don't care. Get him out. He's dripping it. Fucking talk about it from out there. I don't call him a taxi. He's dripping it. Paint scum. People like you. People like you. I don't know why even fucking... People like you. I want my country back from these paint scum.
Don't
This
you
is
get
what
that
makes the
all
mess.
over? Yes.
Now,
It
if I would
also
have run
makes
out to the
lumps
audience
on
with this,
I'd have run out to the audience with that and done that with it. You'd have got it covered in paint, wouldn't they, though? So, I'm not going to be doing that. What a fucking waste of everyone's time that would have been. I can't do that with that. That paint roller is basically for the bin. I don't know. How have we been getting on painting walls for all this time? It's basically only worth the bin. It's only good enough for the bin. I used to watch these when I was 8 years old. I used to love it. There was an English guy that used to do the squeeze. He used to clean things with a sponge, essentially. And he used to go around cleaning this shit with a sponge. And I'd be like, oh, the sponge, it cleans so well. And my dad would come in and he'd be like, why are you watching these adverts? And can we change? And he'd put on the telly, like, he'd put on the children's cartoons. And I'd say, Dad, don't you realise that Transformers is actually just a television show that was created so that they could get around the advertising standards for children and advertise to them for a full half hour? Don't you realise, Dad, that the toys came first with Transformers and they created the show second? I'd say, Dad, didn't you realise that the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were just a vessel for the sale of merchandise so they could put 50% on any plastic item because it's got a sticker of Michelangelo and not the one who did the Sistine Chapel? And my dad would say, fuck it. What? You're a disgrace. You're a disappointment to me, son. We're going to the football on Sunday to try and turn you into a man.
we'd be in big
You know
trouble.
what? You're right.
Want to give it a try?
I sure do.
Oh, I really want to give it a try. Can I squeeze it all out, like with the syringe the other way, and have it all come out like a big gush?
Is there a way?
No, take it off her quick. She was going to use it then. Don't let her use it, for Christ's sake. She's only the presenter of the show. She could fuck that right up.
Do it wrong?
Is there any way to do it wrong? No.
I always
do it
find a
wrong.
way to do
You
something.
can't do it wrong. Of course you can do it wrong. Of course you can do it wrong. You can push at it, like stabbing motion. Can't you? You can wallop the wall with it, like you're trying to break it down. Can't you? You can use the wrong end. That would be incorrect. There's so many ways to get it wrong. You could have sucked up porridge and warm butter instead of paint, and then you'd be applying porridge and warm butter as an undercoat. That wouldn't help.
All you do is just lay the roller right
All you
against
do
the
is, like, you don't have to explain it to her like she's actually a woman. Oh, wait, she is like, oh. Oh, the 80s. Yeah, when misogyny was actually not just acceptable, but it was promoted, actually. Wasn't it? Actually just promoted. You can't do it wrong, woman. Let me show you. I think it would have been okay to let her do it. I think it would have been fine.
And when you want
Women can actually do things. Look at me mansplaining this. When you hold the handle and you give it a little pushy,
more paint, you just
Oh,
put
forget it. I'll paint the painting thing and you go and get me a sandwich.
right on the handle, and the paint comes right out.
You push
You
it,
know
look.
you need more paint because the wall.
Do we need more paint? No! I'm just explaining this to you. That was point one, is you won't need lots of paint. It's got, oh, forget it. You're not helping. We're supposed to be selling them to these people in the audience.
Looks like it needs more
At
paint.
home. We're selling them to the people at home.
Exactly. So if you start to get a little streak in there, you just push on the handle.
It's just like a normal
and
paint
just
roller.
this out. Now look how this goes on.
Look,
Look how
though.
fast. Look how easy.
Isn't that exactly like normal paint rolling?
Want to give it a
Yeah, I
try?
wanna try
You've
this.
never painted with this, have you?
She's never done it before. Wait, she's never done it before. But don't worry, there's no way for her to get it wrong. Please hit him in the face with it by mistake.
No, I haven't.
If they did that, I'd get cut out.
I really.
Flick it in his
I'm
eye.
anxious to do this. Oh my.
No, push on.
She's not. No. She's having trouble. It's not applying in one thick even. Look, it's not applying. She's actually had trouble straight away. So there is a wrong way to do this. I'm afraid. I think it's being unfair to us all now.
You're gonna need a little more.
You're gonna need a little more. You're gonna need a little more push.
I'm anxious to
Look.
do this. Oh my.
Look, nothing came out.
Now push on.
Nothing's coming out.
You're gonna need a little more paint, so push on your handle.
Push on your
Okay, right
handle.
here.
Yep.
Gah.
When you use the old roller.
That's the only thing he explained to you before you got started as well. You were like, "How do I do it?" And he said, "You push on the handle." When you're listening,
It globs the
you're
paint
not going
on
to sell
the
much
outside,
fucking.
so gravity is working.
You're not going to sell many paint rollers with this, are you? In fact, why are we selling paint rollers? We should be selling paint. Paint you can sell to everyone, mind you. There's a lot of competition for it, isn't it? Everyone paints everything. Everyone buys paint. Let's make a really specific roller for people that have already got paint rollers but find them aggravating.
against you. With the paint stick, the only
Paint stick, sorry.
that comes out is the paint that you want to come out. Everything stays in the paint stick or it's on your wall.
Is the only adaptation, is it actually just a paint roller, but the adaptation is the paint is applied directly to the roller through a syringe? Because if so, it's got to be the most convoluted, stupid way of applying paint to a wall I've ever seen. No wonder the brush is so ubiquitous and will continue to be so, because this is not going to cut it. Like, why have you redesigned the paintbrush? It works. It's fucking, everyone has them. Like, yeah, but you know, the paintbrush, for every invention, you've got to solve a problem. And if you can solve a problem, your invention is right in there. Should have took this to the Dragon's Den. This is what life was like before they had Dragon's Den, or if you're in America or Australia, Shark Den, or whatever, Shark Tank. But in the Dragons sounds better, doesn't it? Because they sit on big piles of monies. Thanks. So in the Dragon's Den, right, big paint syringe. Big paint syringe. One time, yeah, how are they going to clean it? Why is it saves you loads of time? Well, how are you going to clean it? Well, look, at the end, take it apart, right? What you're going to do is unscrew it all, get it in the dishwasher. If you haven't got a good dishwasher, get one of those sponges that cleans everything. Wait, the guy's on after this. Yeah, stupid paint stick. Yeah, so if you can solve a problem with an invention, like even if it's quite a simple problem, then you can sell lots and lots of your invention. But here, I think the problem of how to get the paint on the wall has long ago been solved, and the brush and roller is the most like common. And also, it's about marketing it. Like, this is marketing it so you buy it, but you don't have to market the paintbrushes. We just buy them anyway. If you're painting, you just buy them. No one's like, hey, have you thought about painting with these brushes? Because brushes, like, they're just like, you go and buy the paint, you buy the brushes as well, yeah? It just goes with it. These people have got a job on their hands to convince you not to buy the brushes that you're normally going to buy at like a fraction of the cost of this nonsense, because they're mass-produced in factories because they're so ubiquitous. No, don't go down that road, the safe as houses, you've seen it all, done it all, you know how it works road, because in this world, you can choose to paint in your evening wear and probably save yourself about, a good 10 minutes on the job, which you can then spend later cleaning out the new utensils that you bought for I don't know what the price is going to be. What I want to know is what they're going to throw in with it. That's the whole premise is why we started here, is because in these things you look at the paint roller and you say the paint roller sounds good. I'll get myself in on the paint roller. But before you can do that, before that happens, they start loading you up your basket with other things. I don't need this. I don't need 3 oranges. I don't need a Mexican sombrero. What am I going to do with several bottles of lighter fuel? And they said, but don't worry, it's all free. We're just handing it to you. So, keep buying from us, because you never know. You might get like several rubber ducks in a jug or something. Like, you're not paying for it. They love it as well. This guy looks like he loves hot dogs and meth more than he loves the products, to be honest, but they love it. They fucking love it.
Everything stays in the paint stick, or it's
Imagine doing that as a job. Imagine going to turn up at a studio where you have to sit and watch these people and then applaud loudly and think to yourself, well, I've made the world a little bit worse, haven't I? Just a little bit. Do I not care about anyone else? I've got children to feed, or a meth habit and some hot dogs to eat. I mean, I don't know.
your wall.
Brilliant. Look, I look like I was in the audience. I look like...
Let me show you what makes the paint stick so unique.
I'm making this worse. You're probably going to ring up Home Right as soon as I finish this stream, aren't you? No, you're going to watch the Tractor Beam, which is after it, but you're probably going to ring up Home Right and say, hey, are you still producing that paint stick? Where can I get in on that sweet paint stick action? And they'll say no. They'll say no. They'll say no. We haven't sold paint stick for a good few years. I need a fix. Oh, is it like that, is it? I've been using the syringe version. You've not been intravenous. I need a fix. So, no, we've not made them for a few years. I told you I need a fix. How about I bring back the free alarm clock, because I haven't used that. Yes, fuck off, frankly. We don't take calls. We're closed.
Do you want me to bring it over?
Do you want me to bring it over? I've forgotten what's happening in the script.
Set it down?
Just set it right
okay.
there on the-
Yeah, that's really
Just
what I
literally just
wanted
put
to
it
know.
right on the floor, just there, just anywhere, because I'm going to jump on it.
Talked about.
Perfect.
Oh, that's so simple.
Jump on it now. Jump on it now while it's up on that. You'll break it. Jump on it while it's flat. Yeah, you can get away with it. Jump on it while it's like that, though.
That works nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That looks nice, doesn't it? That's perfect. Our special paint lid top paint lid topper. Where in the past you could have used your tray, but you've thrown that away now because they don't want you to have that, because that's rubbish, remember? So instead of a tray, now you've got a paint pot topper. Much better.
You've talked about the fact that it paints from the inside out, and we can see that because we're sort of
I'll paint you from the inside out, Mrs. Way.
pushing that fountain pen along and not using a pan, but I don't get how it can get to the
Well, with
inside.
a
She doesn't understand how the paint can be applied through a massive syringe.
regular roller, remember your paint is on the outside,
Right.
so you're always
Right.
globbing. You're getting hills and valleys. You
Hang
don't
on.
get an even one coat
Why don't you get an even coat?
coverage. That's
Right.
why you use so much paint. With the paint stick, when you push on the handle, the paint comes up inside the frame, evenly distributed, and that's why the paint stays in the paint.
Yeah, but you showed me an uneven distribution. The way you showed it, it come out that little hole first, then it squeezed out. It didn't come out even.
stick.
It's more on
And
the
it
one
does
end.
Any tough job we need done.
That was a graphical CGI anyway. That's
Exactly. As a matter of fact, one of the toughest jobs is painting over your head, sealing.
right. Yeah, but it doesn't do all the jobs either, because you have little loads of brushes when you do painting. You have like detail brush, and you have the skirting board, and you have like the wood frame, and like here you've got a paint roller that can receive paint in a much faster delivery system than if you dip it in. Well, faster by like seconds, I suppose. But you can't do every job with it. Again, we determined that there are wrong ways to use it, and no, I'm going to dispute this fact. You can't do every job with it.
Oh, well, not only is it, it's hard, yes, you don't like to do it. And I was told I had to hire somebody to come in and spray it, and they told me what it would cost. I couldn't believe
Well,
it.
let me
It was an usually when you try and paint your ceiling, first of all, it's hard because it's up there. So that's... Isn't it? And then after that, you got to accord someone. It was going to be £10 million. I couldn't afford it. Have you got any other options?
show you how you do it with the paint stick.
Yeah.
We have a specially designed spatter shield that
What?
fits right on the end of the paint stick, just like this.
Well, that's unnecessary, because just a minute ago you told me that it doesn't drip any paint and you can wear your normal clothes.
Hooks right here. Then all you have to do is just give it a turn, And now you can paint your ceilings
Well, isn't the splatter shield just appropriate for any paint roller?
without worrying about any spatter or
Are you in the business of selling plastic attachments for paint rollers?
popcorn or acousticals falling into your eyes.
Oh,
Exactly.
I love that.
So let me show you how this
Brilliant.
works. But before
Also, you could wear a hat or a, like, what do you call it? You could wear a, you know, when you go on holiday and they go in and you go in the hotel, and for some reason they put hairnets in the hotel, in the bathroom. They put those plastic hair shower caps. Do you know a plastic shower cap? Do you know a plastic shower cap? Do you know? Why am I talking like I'm running a fucking? Do you know a plastic shower cap? Have you been caught in an accident that's not your fault? Have you been caught in an accident that's not your fault? I've got a plastic. Shut up, you. I got my fingers caught in it. Shut up! It's not your time yet. Have you been caught in an accident that's not your fault? Have you got a plastic shower? But you can't interrupt me by being quiet. How is that interrupting me? Have you been caught in an accident that's not your fault? Have you got a plastic... How are you interrupting me by being quiet? It doesn't make any sense. You could be worth £12,000. No win, no fee. If you get your head... Have you had your head barbarically... Have you been barbarically executed by ISIS? You could win 12...
what we do,
Yeah.
I would like a couple of volunteers from the audience. So who'd
You
like
had a massage client once who wore a plastic shower cap for their massage. I hope you mean on their head. You mean on their head? Not on their... on the parts... Look.
to
Who wants
help
to
me out?
paint?
Anybody
This
give
is-
me
Does anyone in the audience want to do the painting? Anyone at all? Not anyone at all. People with their hands up. Not anyone at all. Anyone at all. People that are scanning the audience for their friend that they've met. For the person that's contracted to do the painting on the telly. Does anyone? She's pointing at them already. They're over there. They're over there. You. It's your turn. You. Does anyone at all? Anyone at all? Anyone at all? Ladies, gentlemen, anyone at all?
Come on, you
here?
want to try the paint
Come on.
stick?
How about you folks?
Do you want
Right
to try
here.
the paint stick?
What's your name? Craig. Hi, Craig. What's
Crick.
your name?
Betsy.
Hi, Betsy. Oh,
Detsy. Crick and Detsy.
okay. You're now painters.
I'd like you to stand right in.
You're now
right under
painters.
the
Well, one of them was working for Willy Wonka before she's... Anyway,
ceiling.
look.
Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to paint right above your head.
Why is...
Okay.
I suppose they've chosen someone short because it makes the point that it's easy to reach the ceiling, I suppose. I'm going to paint above your head. Oh, I see. They're the ones that are going to run the risk of having paint fall on them.
What to do is just take the paint stick, put it right
No one
up
will believe them anyway. Look at them.
to the ceiling, and start painting. And as you can see,
They were one of those paint poverty wankers beforehand, weren't they? They were one of those scum paint people who were just painting with brushes. Because they haven't bought this product yet. They don't, as far as they're concerned, this is new to them. So bear in mind, they're one of those scum paint people that still paint with normal rollers and brushes. So, like, yeah, they might as well get paint on their faces. You couldn't prove it hadn't already got it because they didn't know about this.
the paint stays.
Not suing me. Look at him watching it. This has been a beneficial use of my afternoon.
up
You
on the
notice how
ceiling.
much he believes it. You just have
The
to look
mullet
up
went
and
past. The mullet that went past.
Up
We've had a mullet
on
now.
the
notice how much he believes.
Don't forget it. There's a mullet there. Don't. You know, this should be important. We should make notes. I hope you're taking notes. Actually, have you got a pen and paper? Wait. Before we move on, have you got a pen and paper? Write down this guy's. Just write down this guy. Just write this. Just write down this guy. Write down this guy. There he is. Look. I'm pretty sure he's the one. If later on it turns out in the show that someone's done a murder and you need to find out who's the, like, it's going to be him, isn't it? Just make a note of it. Definitely this guy. Make a note of this guy because I'm telling you, like, look at his crotch as well. That's not a normal crotch. Something's like the zipper seems to go like what? There's something wrong with this. This guy, he's the one. He's the one, officer. I'm not grass. He's the one though. Look, that one. This guy. He looks well dodgy. I don't know why he's not there to buy a paint roller. Check him later. See if he's got a paint roller on him. See if he's got brushes. I think he bought brushes. I think not bought as in paid money, but I think he brought brushes. So he's definitely a wrong one. Has he got paint on his shoes?
You just have to look up.
I can smell turpentine. Knock, knock, knock. Wind down the window. Sorry, officer. You pulled me over for some reason. Yeah, I can smell turpentine in the car. We're going to search it. You can't smell turpentine. I don't do any painting. All I've been doing is driving. Oh yeah, we can smell turpentine in the car. Well, why did you pull me over then? Could you smell it from the fucking motorway while I was driving? Don't get cheeky lip with me. Don't get cheeky lip with me. Hang on. In England, they just tell you can smell weed, and then that means they can do anything they want. Oh, we could smell weed, so we're gonna put you in the back of the van and we're gonna have sex with you. I'm like, what? For smoking weed? We can smell weed, so we've decided to bulldoze your house. What? We're coming round with the bulldozer because it smelled weed. I can smell weed, so I've decided to incarcerate you from an indeterminate prison term so that there is no right to leave the prison. The parole board will decide that. We'll put you in Cat D and you can escape. You can wander off on your own accord. Smelled weed, mate.
Not get spatters on your glasses.
Yeah.
Thanks, Craig and Betsy. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
They don't tend to do that anymore, though. The police are generally all right.
No, it's perfect for doing...
Was that it? They got out of this... I thought they were going to do some of the painting. She told them they were going to be painters. She oversold that.
the inside of your house.
Exactly, but listen, it's
Perfect for painting the inside of your house. I get the message. We're only at minute 8 of 28.
not just for the inside of the house. You can also use the paint stick on the outside of your
No.
house. Watch, I'll just set this right down on
Are you kidding, she says. Are you kidding? I'm not familiar with the concept of using the brush on the exterior of my house.
roller rest. They've
Put
really
that down
thought of
there.
everything here, haven't they?
They have.
The paint stick comes
That
with
rest
a
is just fucking perfect.
3/4 inch nap roller. It's
And this proves the point. Look, he's got a separate paint roller for doing the outside because, hello, different colour of paint, different surface. That other roller's not going to do it. It's covered in paint and it's ruined now. Each time you need a different paint roller for every fucking paint job you do.
bigger than the roller that's used for the inside.
It's bigger.
So you can do all of those surfaces on the outside. All you do to fill it is, remember, just put it on the fill tube
Yeah.
and pull back on the handle,
I remember that.
and that fills it with the paint.
I love
They didn't applaud this time, did they? Are they going to applaud the second time?
A pretty
I
color?
can't believe is that easier than dumping the paint can into the tray and the yeah.
Now take a look.
Okay, so it did get a round of applause. It did. They were pretty confident about that. Except this one lady here. Something's thrown her. She's looking at me. Something's thrown her. Big ups. Big ups, Ellie. Something's completely thrown her off here. Something's completely thrown her off. Look at her. So what?
Look at this.
She weren't clapping or nothing. She wasn't having it. Do you think she's even going to buy the roller?
Isn't that a pretty
I
color?
can't believe is that easier than dumping the paint can into the tray?
Yes, it's
and-
easier.
Yeah.
Yes, it's easier, but not for this lady's unsure.
Now take a look at this.
They need to drag her outside. They need to get rid of her quickly now while everyone's focused on the painting. They need to get her out because she's not even applauding.
Different outsides, right?
Does she even like paint?
Concrete,
Yes, it's all
cinder,
bumpy.
Concrete, cinder,
block, and stucco. That's tough, tougher, and toughest. That's
tough. And that's the issue when you're painting, isn't it? The surface that you're painting is often tough, so the paint won't apply to it properly.
the hardest thing to paint on the outside. Watch what we do with
He's
the paint
nodding.
stick.
Just fuck off. This guy's nodding.
Tougher and toughest. That's the hardest thing to paint
Fucking
on
Wings
the
of
outside.
Redemption here, look, nodding. No, no, it's not the toughest thing to paint on the outside. What? Walls? They're tough. Notoriously difficult to paint. Yeah, always having trouble painting walls, aren't we, on the outside? What about tile surfaces? Well, they'd be slightly tougher, I suppose. What about roofs? They're more difficult to paint than walls, aren't they? What with the slope and the height? There's all sorts of things you could paint. What about up a tree? Painting all the leaves up a tree, that's going to be really difficult. What about a big flat wall just on the outside of your house that you can reach with your arms? Yeah, no, that's not so bad now. Oh,
Watch what we do with the
this woman, she's not going out there painting anything.
tough, tougher, and toughest. That's the hardest thing to paint on the outside.
Look at these in the back row. She's not going to want to go out painting anything. Well, she might be well up for it, but it looks like, well, she's wearing a nice clothes. I was going to say she's wearing a nice clothes. That precludes her from painting. It doesn't. Not with the paint roller. Get Nan outside in her Sunday best. Tell her to fucking do it. There's no excuses now, Nan.
Watch what we do with the paint.
Also, I know this guy's got a bald spot just from looking at him.
Tougher and toughest. That's the hardest thing
Get on
to
with
paint
it,
on
you.
the outside.
This guy, I know he's got a bald spot just from looking at the front of him.
Watch what we do with the paint stick.
Watch what we do. You're going to do the same thing as you do with all the surfaces. You're going to roll it around on it and it's going to put the paint on it. I know.
Look at
They're going mad in the audience. They're fighting each other for the get out of your seat, get out of my way, I need to get closer.
how that covers.
I don't know why they don't put this on the stage at fucking rock festivals at Glastonbury. It really gets them excited.
Look at
It's
how
getting you excited in chat. You're loving it, aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you?
that covers.
Look at it, how much it covers. Well, we're going to move to a different surface now. Why don't you finish doing the whole wall, you fucko?
Block that gets a little tougher.
Cinder block is
But you can
tougher.
see
It
that-
even gets into the little grout areas.
And
It
here,
even gets into the little grout areas. It gets into the pointing. Yeah, that's because it's paint and it's made of liquid and you're squashing it on with a big sponge roller. That works for all rollers.
here's the toughest one of all, stucco.
Stucco. Stucco up your bum, look. It still does it.
Look at this.
Incredible scenes. As he literally squeezes paint out of a tube onto a wall direct and then smears it around immediately with a roller. Like the roller itself is the paint delivery squeeze tube system, isn't it? Look, it's bowing. You can see the whole thing's bowing as well. That doesn't look good. So, like, obviously it's going to squeeze paint onto the wall, isn't it? What about amount of paint per square inch? Are we using our paint frugally here? Or does it just look good for the tellis? I think there's a number of issues here, but you know, as long as it's $29.95 and you throw in as long as you throw in the spatter catcher and the chamois leather, and you throw in, if you're going to give me a free gift of my choice, including you buy now, we'll send you 2 sets of PaintStick, plus the clock radio, the cookie cutters, the oven mitt, your chair covers. You don't need chair covers, you're not going to get spattered in paint.
Isn't
that great?
That is absolutely amazing.
After he's tasted this high of this audience response from this painting, he's never going to feel right again. He's going to be doing smaller gigs in pubs and little clubs, like with the paint roller, and people won't care and they're smoking and talking. He's like doing the paint roller and not getting the round of applause, and you know, he's going to need this. It's going to be like a dopamine. He's going to get addicted to the high of the round of applause that he gets from painting, and he's going to require more and more of it. Before you know it, he'll be up the Eiffel Tower painting the fucking Eiffel Tower out the window. There's no windows on the Eiffel Tower. Just be painting the bastard. Oh, come on. Painting bigger and bigger things, chasing the high. It started out as a simple... I started painting bigger. I'm out here in the Sahara Desert painting every grain of sand because I just can't stop. I just need it. I'm so hard for painting things that are difficult to paint with a big long roller. Painting every grain of sand in the Sahara Desert. Please give me your monies. I'll throw in the paper towels.
And it's also great for the outside of your house, like the siding that we have here.
Of course it is. That's just wood on its side.
To do with this 9-inch roller goes right up against your siding,
What do you mean it goes right? Of course it goes up against it. Otherwise, how's the paint going to apply to it?
and that fast, you have your siding done.
Done.
Oh my gosh, and the roller is wide enough to take care of the whole thing.
I actually think what's happening is he's just glomming the paint on, isn't it? Like, it looks great from a distance because it's just covered in paint, but like, I suppose that's the aim of painting.
Okay, now here's the question.
Yes.
Here's the question. Why did you do this with your life? Like, is this your business or are you just paid to sell it? Because, like, who sat there at home thinking, I'm having a bit of a job with this roller. If only I had a tube that was firing the paint straight up through the middle of it and squirting it out from the interior. I mean, the manufacturing costs alone. I mean, how many rollers do you think you can make that have standard roller versus... In fact, oh, forget it. Like, your thing is a standard roller if it doesn't... If you don't fill it up... Most of these are going to end up being used as a standard roller because people can't be arsed once it's all got glommed up with paint on the inside.
Important.
Yes.
How much
Oh, I was going to say, how'd you clean it? No, how much is it?
is it?
Come on now, I need you in chat. Now it's you in chat. I need you now. I need you. Now I'm going to pay attention to you. I need you in chat now. I need you in chat. How much is it? Let's have a little relaxing music in the background. How much is it? What do you think? What are your thoughts and feelings? Do you have thoughts and feelings? Do you care? It'll be in dollars. Kelly's $39.99 I think is a good. $29.99. See, I think $29.99 in my heart is what I'm so used to hearing it in these things. I'm so used to hearing a number about that. I think too much, like asking people for hundreds of pounds over the telly on an afternoon. It's quite a lot, isn't it? But like, so my vibe is that it's got to be reasonably priced, because you can't. And also, it's just an old fucking paintbrush with a tube on it, like a tube. Tubes are probably quite cheap, aren't they? And a valve tube paintbrush. Mind you, how much is a roller, paint roller? Like a normal paint roller is probably about £2, or it should be, if it wasn't for our stupid world and inflation and all that. Anyway, money's just relative, isn't it? Money does, like, £2 doesn't mean anything, because it matters. Like 100 years ago, £2 would have been a lot more than it is in 100 years' time, because it matters, and inflation, because it matters about how much you get paid relative to it and how much money everything is, and it's all relative. It's just a fucking social construct, man. Anyway, let's see how much it costs.
Okay, how much does it? Okay, well,
Yes.
first of all, Nancy, remember.
He's not just going to tell you, is he? Before I tell you how much it costs, let me tell you how much you fucking want it.
That over here, we went out and purchased everything you would need to be able to paint the inside and the outside of your house.
What? Why did you do that? You're selling these other rollers. That seems like sleeping with the enemy.
Including the ladder.
Including the ladder.
And then including the ladder. Oh, wait. Price comparison. If you don't buy our product, this is how much you're going to spend.
Have
Insurance to cover you.
everything right here. It came to over $150.
$150 to buy yourself a ladder, which you probably already have. Like, what my argument was, the other product is much cheaper. That's my argument, right? Big ups, Nand. Big ups, Nand. My argument is that it's much cheaper to actually just buy the paintbrush. Like, surely you can just go and buy. You don't even have to buy a ladder and all that shit. You can stand on a chair. You'll fall off. Knowing you, hey, knowing you fall off. Did you see that Olympic cyclist? Did you see the Olympic cyclist who broke a leg? This is a sad story. It's sad. I mean, yeah, it's sad, but Olympic broken leg. Let's just put that. She's going to miss the Olympics. So I bet she's pretty sad about that, actually. She's a cyclist, and like, she's quite fit and healthy and, you know, sporty, isn't she? Because she's a cyclist. But she fell over in her own garden and broke 2 bones, tore her ligaments. It's kind of funny in a way. Like, she's got to laugh because I tripped over a step in the garden and managed to dislocate my ankle, break my tibia and fibula, rip 2 ligaments off the bone. So, like, all the sporty stuff, that's, you know, all the risks on the bike and all that, you know, all that, that's fine. Tripped over in the garden and fucked her leg and can't go to the Olympics. So, bit of a sad one, because she'll really want to go to the Olympics and now she can't. So, anyway, back to this.
Just to be able to paint. And remember that this is not supposed to be used over and over and over. A lot of the times you have to keep replacing it.
And that's not.
What? Don't have to keep replacing your paintbrushes and all that. You don't have to replace the ladder. Your item looks more difficult to clean, maintain, and therefore looks more likely to need replacing.
The cost of the paint. You're talking about the stuff.
Yeah, obviously we're not doing the cost of the paint.
That you need to be able to do.
But that should be a factor, because you should argue that your product uses less paint.
Okay?
Right.
Why do we keep it in a garage?
You don't need to spend that to be able to paint with the HomeRite paint stick. As a matter of fact, Nancy, if you didn't do it yourself and you hired professional painters...
Oh my God, now we're hiring professional painters. As a matter of fact, Nancy, if you shit gold onto the wall and then had someone come in and form it into a covering by keeping it molten, and as a matter of fact, Nancy, if you lived on a volcano and to stop the molten lava from blowing up your house, you had like a shield made of like energy, and you had to get Elon Musk and NASA to make it for you, it would be really expensive. So obviously this is better than that.
Costs $300 to $400 a
It's going to cost like $7,000, Nancy. Right? If you don't get this, Nancy, if you don't buy this paintbrush now, then tomorrow someone's going to come around your house and take everything you own. Everything. burn the place to the ground, and even that won't be enough.
Room just to paint your house.
Absolutely.
If you do the inside and the outside, you can spend more than $1,000. You won't
You could.
have to spend that much for the home right paint
You
system.
won't have to spend $1,000 for a paintbrush on a stick.
Here's what you get.
Come on now.
What do you get?
This is the bit I like. This is the bit. And as a kid, I was saying this. As a kid, this is the bit I used to fucking love. It's because I'd watch and this is done 10 minutes now of someone like slicing mangoes over on a mandolin or something, yeah. And then they would blast you with this. You don't just get the paintbrush. You also get a life-size subscription to Cheese Monthly. You get an inflatable flamingo and 20 packets of matches. Like, you also get they throw in it's like they've got some warehouse somewhere with just loads of fucking weird shit in it, and that's what you get as like free gifts. And I don't want any of it, but I'm happier because before I thought I was just paying for a stick and a thing. Now I'm prepared to give you all the money you want. We still don't know how much. We still don't know how much it costs or who's right.
Paint stick that allows you to hold
You get that?
18 ounces of paint.
Well, obviously I want that. That's what I'm buying.
A pint and that 1/2-inch roller cover so you can do the inside of your house. You also get the 3/4-inch snap roller.
I was going to assume you get the other roller as well because you've already sold that to me. I need to do the outside too. Christ.
Used
Did all
over
these-
here
Sorry,
on the
Jesus.
exterior walls, okay,
Sorry, I didn't want to blaspheme. Sorry, Jesus.
for the outside of your house. You also get the fill tube.
Why don't people use the devil more? Like when they say when they go, Christ, Jesus Christ. Why don't they use the devil? Why don't they say Lucifer? Because he'd probably prefer it if you're blaspheming. Well, it's not blasphemy, is it? It's but slurring and having a cuss, doing a cuss, like Lucifer. Oh, the devil, fuck the devil. We should say that more, shouldn't we? Jesus Christ. No, you shouldn't use Jesus. You shouldn't say Jesus. Well, why do we? Doesn't make sense. You should just say the devil.
And the lid so that you don't have any
You get that.
spills
You get the fill tube, so you can stick that right up your bum, and then you can suck out all.
drips and nothing gets into your paint. And you
Nothing gets into your paint. What gets into your paint?
also get the spatter shield that allows you to paint the ceilings and not get anything up on your ceiling when you're painting your walls.
That's terrific. That's the whole system.
Now here's the best part about the paint stick. This is made of durable space-age
No!
plastic.
Oh!
Okay? We have designed this thing to last you a lifetime, okay?
I guess so.
Actually, that one looks dented now.
And that's why
that even caught her attention. Even her. Now she's clapping. Now she's clapping.
and
Now violence is involved.
that's why the Home Right Paint Stick comes with a lifetime guarantee.
A limited lifetime guarantee, actually, mate. Sorry, they couldn't see that at the bottom there. A limited lifetime guarantee. What do you mean limited? Limited to what? How long I'm alive? Limited. That's the only limit. I won't mind, actually. I suppose. Limited lifetime
That
guarantee.
states in writing.
States in writing. We've been through this already.
If at
This is
any
where we came in.
time the paint stick becomes damaged, if it ever fails or malfunctions, send it back to the factory and they'll repair it or replace it free of charge for the life of the product. As long as you own it, we guarantee it.
That's amazing. A lifetime guarantee. That really.
They fucking love that as well. They absolutely. The strange thing about this is quite a lot of these seem to be senior citizens. No offence to old people, obviously. Shouts out the old. Big ups, you chuffers. The elderly people have less time to spend in life, wasting, applauding a man, applying paint to a wall with a syringe.
It is amazing. That's great, Jen. Okay.
I wonder how much they're paying them to be in the audience.
Love it, right? You love it? You want
You love it? You love it?
it?
You want it? Get up here. You gotta fight for it. You think it's so fucking good? You think this paint stick's so fucking good? Right, we're gonna hand each one of you a paint stick, and the last person standing gets the paint sticks. No one walks out of here without fighting for a paint stick. No one walks out of here without paint on their face or without a paint stick in their hand. In fact, the only people that get to walk out here are the ones that are holding more than one paint stick. So if you're only holding one paint stick or no paint stick, you're gonna not get out of here. Do you want a paint stick? Yes, they want a paint stick. All right. Sell them the paint stick.
All right, so
Yes, I'm whipped up into a frenzy over a paint stick. I definitely want one.
Ready? How much is it?
How much is it?
You could spend $150.
Remember, you could spend 10,000 million pounds on this.
Stuff that's outdated, right? Like I did right here with my receipt.
Yes.
You've just said that.
all that
You
junk
won't spend $100 for the Home Right paint system.
You
You
won't.
won't spend $99, $89, or $79. You get everything that you see here for just $69.
What? That's actually quite a lot of monies. That's actually quite a lot of monies. Big ups. I love bread, new chatter. Hello, you, new chatter. $69.99. That's $70. Back then, that's probably like $140 now, maybe. I don't know. They just always goes up, doesn't it? I don't know. It's lots of money though. That's probably poised at the exact price that people would just about say, well, it's quite a lot of money. I was thinking like $29.99, like Kelly said, or like, yeah, like you're going to spend 70 quid on a fucking paint roller. I mean, these people have been bussed in, so they're going to applaud it. But I wonder how many of them actually get sucked into it and buy a paint roller anyway. Do you think they get given free paint rollers?
And 85 cents.
Great.
85 cents.
Great. Wonderful.
Applaud it. Applaud that. I don't know if it is great.
Is that okay with you guys?
But I want to show you something that we have at Home Right that's going to allow you to do the cleanup easier and faster than anything you've done before. It's called the Handy Painter's Tool. It slips right around.
This is where we go. This is where we go. You start looking at this and you think, oh, wait, you're telling me something else now. Okay, so wait, I'm going to have to get 80 quid for the paint roller. What's this next? And then he throws it in free and you start thinking, what? You can't possibly be throwing it in free. Right, so your anchor price of this thing is worth this money. That's anchoring. They've told you that's the price. Now you start to think, I'm getting this and this and this. They're never going to give you anything that's worth more than $50 in a package here. If that are they. They're going to double their money on this plastic crap. But you start to think they're piling it up.
On the paint stick right here. And then you
A
just put your
scraper. This is a scraper.
paint can here.
Sure.
And this pulls and strips all of the paint right off the roller cover right into the paint can.
What?
Up to 60% of the paint gets right back into your paint
What
can.
a great little...
Up to 60% of the paint.
Why didn't I think of that?
Up to.
Sells for $3
Why
today.
didn't you think of it? Because you can do it with a spoon.
That's included when you call an order for your paint stick.
Great. Okay.
That's included when you call an order. So
Sells for $3 today.
it sells for $3. See what I mean? We're starting to put it sells for $3. No one goes out and buys that for $3. They've never sold a unit. They've sold one unit, otherwise they can't legally say that it sells for $3.
That's included when you call an order for your paint stick.
Great. Okay.
You also get
They were shouting about that.
Okay.
More they shout, more, because they're used to it. They're thinking, right, this is where they start putting the things on. What else are we getting? It's like QVC, they started doing this as well, like in the early days. Like nowadays, I don't think they do it so much, but it'd be like, here's some earrings, do you want these earrings? And people are like, well, I don't know. And they're like, we're also going to throw in like a fucking pair of shoes for a dog, and we're going to throw in like it's usually some sort of kitchen items as well, isn't it? Like, we're going to throw in a set of spoons, and you're like, well, earrings and spoons don't go together, but they keep piling it on, and it's just like this sort of winning something at the fair mentality, isn't it? And eventually you say, right, fuck this, I'm going to buy this. I didn't, I was a kid, but I assume people do, because that's why they're doing it, isn't it? And then you have like this box turn up at your house with like all this stuff that you don't really need.
You also get the roller cleaner. This attaches to any
The roller cleaner, we've just seen the scraper.
standard faucet, okay? You
Yes.
attach it to your faucet, turn it
the
on,
faucet?
and then all you have to do is take your roller cover
Do you mean the tap?
and put it up and down as the water is running through it.
This looks a bit sexual.
It cleans the outside of your paint
That
stick.
is a...
That's sort of handy, but at the same time, it's saving you the job of going like that. And like that, I mean, listen, there are people out there in the world who need a bit of extra help with certain things. Like, you know, you might have arthritis or something like that. It might be a really handy tool. But still, what we're saying is it's saving you the trouble of sort of doing that. So it's not that impressive.
Neat.
And it's another piece of plastic crap that you have to have living in your house that only comes out when you need to clean the paint roller and you stick it on the faucet and then take it off.
deal. That is
Now,
neat.
that sells for $10.
That sells for $10. Although, again, who's going out there and buying those for $10? I don't know. America in the 80s, eh? Like, things were going well. Did she make it as an actress? She looks like she might have made it as an actress. He doesn't. I don't think he did. I don't think he made it. He would make it as a mattress, let alone as an actress. But she looks like she might have made it as an actress. She looks like she's got quite a striking look.
Sells for $10. I'm going to include it today when you call and order your paint stick.
Well,
It's in the eyes, isn't it? It's the eyes. And this one. It's in the eyes. Stealing my friend Rob's joke there. It's in the eyes. It's the eyes.
Sells for $10. I'm going to include
Did you just say you just ordered brushes? I'm not convincing you to order brushes here, am I?
it today when you call and order.
I'm not trying to sell you something. If you want to give some money to anyone, give it to Lydia, remember. Like, we're not doing a big push tonight, so, like, you know, just if you feel like it, isn't it? We'll watch some Lydia in a minute. We'll watch Lydia next. But we're trying to get that. We did so well. I think we need to do one big push again, and then we'll do another push, and, like, whatever we push to, we push to. Because if you don't hit the 1,000, like, I think, on reflection, we did so well. And I was saying I'm going to top it up to the 1,000. Well, if it's still at 500, I might not top it up to the 1,000 because that's a lot of monies that I can't afford to give my, like, you know, percentage-wise out of my income. But I'll still put a whacker on if we get close, I guess. But if we don't, I just want everyone to feel really proud that we've made it. It really feels like it's actually there going now. I should shut up about that now. We'll talk about it later. Let's go back to this.
your paint stick.
Well, that's $13 worth of merchandise you just gave us.
Let me show you something that will actually make painting completely mess
Big ups, I Love Bread. Did you get warned? Who did you get warned by? By me?
free.
For real,
This
for
is
real.
called Quick Mask, and it's a roll of masking tape and poly drop.
Making you want to buy a paint. Which one are we talking about? Are we talking about me or this man? Is this man making you want to buy it? Because if so, good. Because he's supposed to. And if it's me, then not good, because I'm supposed to be warding you off it. It's like a delicate dance that we're doing.
Cloth that is in your hand. You can actually do 70 feet. It's enough to do 2
What's
average
this?
rooms.
Hang on, wait, what's this?
This is called Quick Mask.
Quick
and
mask.
It's a roll of masking tape and
It's a roll of masking tape and
poly drop cloth that is
poly drop cloth. It's a roll of masking tape and plastic.
in your hand. You can actually do 70 feet. It's enough to do 2 average rooms around your baseboards. It just rips right off and it pulls down, and that's what you use to protect your baseboards. Sells for $7.
I mean, again, it's like you combine gaffer tape, masking tape, which is fully functional on its own. We usually use it with newspaper to cover things like that, I suppose. Because it's free newspaper, essentially, isn't it? You can just go and get some old cheap newspapers, like some free ones, and you've got loads of newspaper. And then you combine that with plastic, which is, again, quite common and relatively cheap. So a roll of masking tape or a bunch of plastic would run you like very cheap, wouldn't it? And now you're going to tell me it's a lot more expensive because you've done the job of sticking it together. Feels like a false economy here. $10 for that. For a plastic bag on a sticky.
I'm going to include it today
In the home,
in the
right?
whole package. But I'm not.
It's getting included. Now I'm in. I don't care. It could be you could have a bag of crisps made out of like a bag of crisps, but inside the bag of crisps it's all just plaster of Paris bits, and I'd be like, well, that seems fairly useless, but they'd be like, oh well, it's thrown in, it's free, I'll have it, I'll take it.
Done yet. This is called the Quick Painter. It's a small version of the paint stick. It holds the paint right here in the handle.
This seems more like it. This seems more like the sort of stuff I've seen. The paint stick, I think, because I don't know what ended up in the UK in years to come, but I think what happened in the UK is we don't want the big paint stick. I think the Quick Painter, I've seen a lot more people giving little demonstrations of the Quick Painter. I think that's the one.
You press the trigger and the paint comes right out here on the paint pad. So we're going to use a paint pad instead of the roller, and here's how easy it works. Go right up to
This
your
would be for your edges. This is for your edges and your woodworking, look.
wall and just start painting.
Although it's not quite going up to the edges, so...
Look at that.
Now, have you ever seen anything go on so fast in your life?
Well, yeah, I've just seen the paint stick go on better and faster. So actually, maybe, yeah. She thinks they're called the bingo. Actually, I shouldn't be ageist. Should definitely not be ageist. So, she thinks they've just called the Fortnite Team World Championships or something. She thinks they've just won the Fortnite.
This sells sells separately for $25.
That sells separately for £250,000.
Never mind the price.
Never mind the price. I'm going to throw it. Come on.
Today, we're going to
They're even complaining. No, I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to pay $25 for what seems like a reasonable item. If the other one was $60, $70, $80, and this one's a small version of the same item, a smaller one for a cheaper price seems quite No, it's like a pantomime at this point. He's behind you.
It with the Home Right paint system.
My gosh.
Oh my God. This is like the 11th commandment, that thou shalt enjoy the second coming of Jesus when he sells you the item, but doesn't sell it you, throws it in free with the item he's trying to sell you.
This sells separately for $25. Never mind the price.
Don't worry.
Today, we're going to include it with the Home Right paint system.
My gosh.
You get everything, you see better?
More. The way he stands off as well,
The
does
Home
this.
Right paint system.
My gosh.
The way he stands off and just opens his arms there, like, there you go. I think that's trained. I think that's supposed to make him look benevolent. But, like, so? You're going to give me that with it? It was already very overpriced. Now it's not looking much better. The pile of things that you're adding to it is supposed to make me think this is better and better. But what we've got is a plastic bag taped on the table. So, that's looking shabby. We've got an extra roller. We've got a smaller. They should have made more of the smaller paint stick, really, because that's the best item that you've piled on the table. We've got the thing that goes on the tap, so you can wash the brush better. We're not really. I need some height on the table. I want a Christmas tree or something, an artificial Christmas tree. Come on, give us something better.
You get everything, you see better?
More. What do you want? Some heroin. Heroin in the bag. Big bag of heroin.
All right, I'll tell you what I'll do. To make sure that everybody that gets a paint stick knows exactly how to use it, so that you can do exactly what
To make sure I know how to use it. I've just watched you use it. Was it not going to come with instructions? Wait, to make sure that you know how to use it. Okay, listen. I was going to just sell you the paint stick just in that plastic bag, actually, that I've unrolled and stuck to the table. I was going to put it in that. But now I'm going to, just to make sure you've got an easy way to carry it home, everybody that buys one is guaranteed a lifetime guarantee that will last as long as this box lasts, that you will have a box. And it's a box with a picture of it on. To make sure you know what's in the box is going to come complete with a picture on it of what it is that's in the box. Where's my applause? Where's my applause?
done here on the show today, I'm going to give you my own how to paint video that shows you
It's a video. I thought it was going to be instructions. This is insanity. You're going to get a how to paint video that's going to describe how to push and pull the thing on the wall.
exactly how to use the paint stick, and I'll also give you a how-to video for how to wallpaper. So you can
And how to wallpaper. We won't be needing that. We're painting the walls.
also wallpaper in your house. We're going to include that today.
I suppose you've got a load of them in the warehouse that are now defunct, haven't you? We started out how to wallpaper. I would say .com, but that's, this doesn't, back then it would have been LLC. We started How to Wallpaper LLC, but we rapidly got overtaken by the sales of the paint stick. So now we've got 30,000 copies of How to Wallpaper in the warehouse, and we need to get rid of them because everyone's painting everything with the paint stick because that's what we're selling.
With the paint stick.
I'm going to put those in, and I've also got a VHS that I recorded of my ex-girlfriend in the shower. I'll throw that in too. Please buy the paint stick.
Everything you see here, the paint stick, the lid, the cover, the extra roller, the roller cleaner, the painter's tool, the quick mask, the spatter shield, the quick painter, and the videos, and the lifetime guarantee.
And that, don't forget that. I forgot that. Don't forget that. And you see how with the videos now are creating some height on the table. That's what I want. And he's going to throw in the shoelaces, and you get the belt, and you get the hat. Just fucking buy the paint stick.
$69.85, and
more clapping.
The paint stick comes with a full 30-day money-back guarantee.
30-day money-back guarantee. What? Like every other product that you buy? That if it comes and there's a problem with it, that you take it back and they just give you your money back?
You can't lose.
You can lose because it costs you money to ship it back to them. So you're probably going to look at the cost of shipping it back and think, well, fuck it.
No risk. So you get everything.
There is a risk.
For $69.85, I'll tell you what.
You might end up buying it and like it, and then you've wasted your money on something that's actually not very good.
And I'll cut $10 off the price.
What?
What?
Okay? You get everything you see here with the lifetime guarantee. You get it all for just 3 easy payments of $19.95.
That's where I've heard the number, 1995. Now it's 3 easy payments. I can't even work out how much it really costs now. He's took £10 off. He's divided it by 3. But 1995 sounds reasonable. Now we're in the ballpark of I have to have this. Plastic bags as well, bear in mind. You get your roll of plastic bags. You get your lifetime guarantee. You get your 2 rollers. You get your stick. You get your second stick, mini stick. You get your video. You get your videos, 2 videos. Give how to wallpaper to one of your relatives because they're in with the paint stick. So, or you might buy this for someone for Christmas and you can separate the videos and give it to somebody else as a stocking filler. So this is now, we're really getting into 1995, 3 easy payments. Easy payments as well. Not the tough kind of payments that I don't want to get involved in any of those difficult, argy-bargy, tough, argy-bargy payments. I just want the easy payments. Also, who is bro? This man, is it this man or me you're talking about? Are you talking about me or this man? I'm Chuffer, and this man is just this man. I know the woman's called Nancy. She got a name drop, Nancy. This man, look, he's authoritative because he's definitely, his trousers are clean, so you can tell the paint's gone on the wall, not on his trousers. That's an important start. And he's wearing a shirt, and the sleeves of his shirt look a bit wrong, actually. I don't know if I should trust this. That's definitely shady. I mean, he's not doing a magic trick, so he's not hiding anything up his sleeves, but it seems a bit weird. Seems like his sleeves should either be determined, like he should either go full on short, like, roll them up and commit, or you should have them down. Like, I don't think that half cuff length here, that's not going to work for anyone, is it? It makes your arm look like a fake arm that's been stuck in there while you're hiding the other arm with a gun to protect the president. But that's not really happening here.
Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you.
That's fabulous.
Thank you. 3 easy payments of $19.95.
The people in the audience have been applauding all it, like they just fucking love it. This is a paid advertisement for the Home Right Painting System, in case you were unaware. Now, what did you think it was? Is it not a paid advertisement? No, it's a TV show just trying to, keep you in the know about all the good deals.
Painting has never been easier or more fun. Go on, you order, and then come back.
You order and then come back.
Because we have a whole lot more to do.
What are we going to? What are we cutting to? Other advertisements. Right, this is an advertisement, so why do we need adverts within the adverts?
Don't let your next painting project...
Oh, it's adverts for the product. This makes sense now. Look at how much trouble he's got in already. He's only done that on the wall, and it didn't even go on even. No, it won't even go on even. He's got his ladder, that cost him £100, and it's gone on his face. He's infuriated. I don't know what he's messing about at. This is one of these, as I said before, this is one of these poverty painters. This is he ain't upwardly mobile and aspirational, this is one of these poverty painters. This is what Andrew Tate would tell you. Andrew Tate would tell you, stop painting like a wanker, get tough. Go down the gym and get tough. You poverty painter wanker. These people don't deserve to live. These people, get them on the boats and send them back. They don't deserve basic human rights. Fucking paint. Using a normal roller for your paint. What the fuck is wrong with you? They should be sterilised, these people. Sterilised. So they can't have any. So they can't have kitchen. Sterilised. In fact, radiate them. Radiate them. Sterilise them with nuclear radiation. Send them all to live in Chernobyl. Chernobyl. We've got a bus going to Chernobyl, and you're on it. You fucking paint cunt. Sorry, I said the C word. Not that everything else before it was all right, but...
Get you down.
Get them gone. Get them gone.
Introducing the Home Right Painting
Painting with a roller.
System, featuring the innovative and easy...
Sorry, I'm still thinking about that man that was painting with a roller. He's really aggravated me. It's really unnecessary. There's a paint stick, look. This is the future. That's stupid paint. Stupid. Caught in the past with his stupid paint roller.
To use Home Right Paint Stick.
Paint stick, look.
Simply attach the universal lid to any standard...
Attach the universal lid to any paint tin. Any paint tin at all, as long as it's the same size as the lid. If you have slightly smaller or slightly bigger paint tins, then you are in trouble. But the majority of paint tins come in this sort of size, so you'll be all right.
1 gallon paint can.
1 gallon paint can. It has to be a gallon.
Place the paint stick on the fill tube, pull back on the handle, and you're ready to paint up to
We've just seen this.
64 square feet in
Actual coverage may vary.
just one fill. Throw away those old rollers.
Oh, look at him. Look at him. You come round my house with your paint thing and spill it on the newspaper, slopping it around. You drunk again, are you? Drunk again? You're a disgrace to this family. You're a disgrace to this family. Oh, we don't need you. No, we don't need you. Why don't you just get out? We don't need you. I'll go back to the pub. Just go. Oh no, you go back to the pub. We don't need you here. You slop in the paint. Paint plebs. That's it. Paint plebs. Fucking paint plebs. This disgusting excuse for somebody who thinks he can paint his walls. What a disgusting mess. What a disgraceful, disgusting, vile paint, man. Vile.
In paint pans. The paint stick gives you perfect one-coat coverage each and every time. Attach the 3/4-inch roller and paint out.
Oh no, this is good. Sorry, I pulled the face then, like condescension, but this is good. I just remembered we like this one. This is the paint stick.
Surfaces such as
Look at
decking,
it go.
concrete, and stucco.
That's not a very nice colour, is it? It's bright enough so you can see it in the audience, but it's not a very nice colour.
Quickly and easily.
I wonder if it works easier to demonstrate a bright colour painted on white than it would white on a bright colour.
And thanks to the Home Right
Thanks to the spatter shield.
Spatter Shield, painting ceilings will always be mess-free. This entire Home Right painting system is available through this special television offer for only 3 easy payments of $19.95.
Hang on, how did he know it was going to be 3 payments of $19.95 in advance for this bit? Because that man said he was going to take $10 off. So how did this guy know in the recorded segment to also have the same price?
But wait, you'll also
But wait!
receive the quick payment.
That's what they used to do as well. I remember that from when I was a kid. It'd be like the chamois leather, and you'd be getting bored now because they've cleaned some things with the chamois leather, and like, okay, I've seen a chamois leather cleaning things, and you wring it out and it's clean again, okay. And you go, but wait, have you ever had trouble cutting a melon? And I'd be like, oh, no. And then you'd get the melon and like whip it across this thing, and you'd have sliced melon flying out, and you'd be like, ooh. And then after a while, you'd be slicing a cucumber and like slicing a grape or something. And then you start slicing an apple, slicing a mango. You just think, okay, I've seen this now. And as you get bored of that, but wait. Have you ever tried to apply paint to the ceiling and found that it spatters down on you a little bit? And you're wearing your finest hat. So, finest straw hat. Your finest Sonic hat. And you spatter in. But wait! Yeah. Have you ever tried to grab them around the back with the chloroform and they struggle? And then, have you tried rubber mallet? We're not just giving you the rubber mallet, we're also throwing in the zip ties as well. But wait!
Designed to reduce the time of cutting in, this versatile tool glides around 2 doors and a window on a single fill.
This versatile little tool, you can inject them with propanol. You got them then.
Protecting molding and trim used to be a terrible task.
Oh, that was terrible as well. That was back in the dark ages.
To the window
Look.
on a single fill.
We notice as well, and that annoys the piss out of me, your detailer is not doing the detail. Look. The detail, it's the way the camera is looking. You can see there on the sill. The sill. I'm using their language now, the sill. But you can see there, look. Just there, there's a bit missing bit, and I bet there's a missing line right all the way along, but because the way the camera's angled, you're looking at it this way. That's not doing the detail. That's not even that good.
Protecting molding
I'm a
and
blasphemer now. This is not how this works either. You put the masking tape along the thing, and then you put the thing, like, why is this such a, it looks like you're bad at doing the newspaper rather than you need a special tool, because your paint roller stick is still going to paint the floor without the newspaper, isn't it?
trim used to be a terrible task, but you'll cut preparation time in half.
Oh no, sorry, it's Quick Mask.
With Quick Mask Poly Drop Cloth, a 70-foot roll of 21-inch poly drop cloth combined with masking tape in this handy dispenser.
Because before I was just masking taping the newspaper to the wall, whereas you were just putting it on the floor and having trouble.
Painting the home right way will save you time and money, and so will cleaning
Well,
up.
how many times do you paint your house as well? Like, there's another question, right? There's another question, is that this is being sold not to the professional painter and decorator, of course. Of course, they would poo-poo this in a second. Silly. But this is being sold to the average homeowner, yeah? So how many times are you going to be painting your house? Like, you're going to paint your house with this once, aren't you? Decide whether it's good or not during that painting process. Probably not decide to send it back for the money it was reasonable. You painted your house. The problem comes when you try and get it and paint anything else with it later on, and it's all seized up and covered in paint on the inside, and it's impossible to clean. But until then, you don't realise. So you probably don't come up with your 30-day money-back guarantee until like several years later, because how many times are you going to paint your house? Paint lasts a while. Do you need to invest in professional painting tools?
That's right. Use this handy painter's tool to remove unused paint.
Oh, that looks good.
Then attach this innovative roller cleaner to
Innovative.
a standard faucet, and the roller cover is cleaned in seconds. Order today and you'll receive the HomeRite Tips and Techniques painting video and the special wallpapering video. This complete system comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and the HomeRite PaintStick is guaranteed.
It makes me feel really comfortable, though, hearing him go over all of it again. Like, knowing what they've already said, and, you know, just makes the way they used to go. I remember this is all about my childhood. This is like an Angry Alan's childhood video. I remembering when I was a kid, I used to so they've already done the infomercial now. We're 20 minutes in. The last 8 minutes are just repetition, but it's really comfortable repetition.
Guaranteed for life. If it ever breaks, repair or replacement is free of charge. It's the last painting system you'll ever buy. Sold separately, this package could cost over $150.
It could cost that if you were stupid enough to pay it.
Available today for 3 easy payments.
But instead, it costs $60.
Only $19.95. Here's how to order.
To order the complete HomeRite painting
Here's
system
how
with
to
3
order.
easy payments of $19.
Phone us up. Just phone us up. Once we've got you on the phone, you're on the hook. Just phone us up, please. Like, this used to go on. It kind of still does in a way. We've got the internet now, haven't we? I mean, who's phoning anyone up to order things these days? I suppose maybe they still do. But it used to go on for a bit. Like, it's weird the way in our lifetimes things change so quickly. I guess it's the way of the world, isn't it? But like, you look at this as like almost like a time capsule now. Like, people used to use their home phone. They used to dial it up. They used to, here's my details. And then you put the phone down. You don't have the item. Like, you're waiting for it to be delivered at some point. Amazon didn't exist, did it? It wasn't like that. But like, people used to ring, and I suppose they would run these adverts on the tellies. Before you had the shopping channel as well, they'd run an advertise on the tellies. And I bet at their end, on their business, they'd be like, right, tonight we're running the advert in between Coronation Street or whatever. It wouldn't be on Coronation Street, it'd be on some late night thing. But tonight we're running the advert. Let's hope to bollocks that we sell a load of these fucking paint rollers, because when the advert's finished and it's off the telly, like, the advert's on for like 30, well, this one's on for 28 minutes, but the advert's on for 28 minutes on the shopping channel or whatever, yeah? But after it's done, then no one's ringing, like, I suppose this company sells loads of different products on the telly, maybe. But like, do you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to ring up on the off chance that, oh, hi, it's Tuesday evening and I just remembered I wanted to buy one of those paint rollers. So I just thought I'd ring you on the off chance you still had one. Like, no, it's the people that watch the advert immediately call, or they don't. And that's it. That's your sort of catchment net. That's your, like, you can't expect any other revenue other than once the advert's been played, I hope there's this tidal wave of response. Can you? Like, and every time the advert plays, the phones ring. That's what you've got to hope. And so it's a direct response thing. Like, you could actually, like, you could say, we've paid X amount of money for the advert. Obviously, it costs a lot of money to produce, record it, edit it, get it on the tellies. But like, if we put an advert on and we get more money than we spent on the advert in response, then we just keep doing it until we don't get as much money, I suppose, don't we? It's not really about, the business is not really about the sale of the brush. It's not about the quality of the brush. It's not about creating a brand behind the brush, although they do try to do that because they want to sell it to you. But the business is about, how does this advert create sales? And if it doesn't create enough sales, we don't do it anymore. And if it does, we do. And it doesn't matter whether it's a paintbrush or a bag of chips or, like, you know, hair nets or dog food. Like, it's just going to be, you know, it's just going to be like, endless products can go in the window. I suppose it does matter to them whether the products sell well, you know, whether the products are sale, you know, like the quality of that, it will have a direct metric, and the quality of the salesperson, the quality of the advert all matters. So there's that. But ultimately, you make the advert for whatever it is, and then you run it on the telly, and the minute that you run it and you don't get as many calls, like, it cost us 20 grand to run the advert tonight and we have got like 21 grand in sales, let's just stop. I don't need to do this anymore. But like, if it's, do you know what I mean? Like, if it drops to 19 grand and it costs you 20 grand to do the advert, you're not doing it anymore. And that's just that formula, isn't it? It's just like, let's experiment with different products and advert styles. But unlike other adverts, like, if you're doing, like, I don't know, adverts for cake, then you hope that we put an advert on for cake, and then we hope that over the next few months cake sales improve. But like with this, it's literally, we put the advert on, it's going on now, the phone's going to ring, like, and it starts ringing, and then you sell a bunch of them, and then it stops. It's like a market stall, isn't it? It's like someone with, like, it's like a pop-up market stall, like for 30 seconds or in this case 28 minutes in someone's home for that amount of time, and you have to call as well. It's like, make that call. Like, that doesn't go on so much anymore, I guess. I think it does on TikTok, maybe there's a feel of that on TikTok, you know. There's people selling products on TikTok, aren't they? And they're like, you know, kind of buy them now, like, buy them now, make that call, because once that TikTok goes off the algorithm, they ain't selling anymore.
95. Use your credit card and call the toll-free number on your
Use your credit card?
Or send check or money order to HomeRight Painting System, P.O. Box 49.
I mean, this is the 80s and not the 70s and 60s, but or even the 50s and 40s. But what happened in America was that we won the war. Like, it wasn't so bad in America. They just got to be America. But Hitler was pretty bad in Europe, and he was all eggy and trying to come in. And we were like, I don't want you to come in. Can you stay out there? And he was like, I don't want to stay out here. I'm well eggy. I'm coming to your house. And we were like, you don't want to come to my house. Stay at your house. Fucking nutters. We'll fight you on the beaches. So anyway, like, you know, after the war, we decided freedom's going to reign free, yay, like, and it was good. And America was like, hey, we've got products and we've got freedom and capitalism, and don't worry about the communists, they're bad, but capitalism's good. So they were like really promoting the whole concept. Like, that's where you get all your Jetsons and your Mad Men, you know, and all that. Like, it created a world where greed is good, money is good, because it's the opposite of what's bad. Communism and fascism and bad, and we've won the war, and we live in this golden age of luxury and productivity, and factories make things cheaper, and motor cars and houses and kids, and life is wonderful, you know. And it ends up like this, I suppose. Like, but this is much later than that early explosion and blooming of capitalism. But back then, in the early explosion and bloom, there was this sort of deliberate push towards the idea, like, it was a political thing almost, like the Red Scare, the Red Menace, the opposition idea that you might share things and not buy them, you know. Well, like, so we decided to, like, I say they decided to make a big show of how wonderful it was to be the winners of the war and to have a capitalist system. Like, what was I even saying then? Like, this feels like part of that, even though it's much later now. I suppose the 80s was like that as well, wasn't it? You know, greed is good, Wall Street, money, Reagan years, Thatcher. Yeah, the 80s was very like that as well, though, wasn't it? Like, there was a lot of money being made, a lot of disposable income for middle class, lower middle class families, and a lot of social aspiration and social mobility, the ability to earn a bunch of money and move up the scale. So I guess people had a bit of money in their pockets as well. It's a similar sort of thing, isn't it? It's this celebration of spending. Like, the main thing here is not really the paint roller, it's that we're using credit cards and you'll keep that money flowing. And that's what that's where this triggered it, is the credit card thing. The credit card thing, you know, here's free money, credit cards. Like, I'm sure the credit card companies are quite happy with this whole system. Just buy meaningless crap with the money. Like, get people on the telly to just convince them to keep spending that money. If you've not got the money, just have money, free money. Isn't it? It's like even the picture of the paint stuff is small now, and it's like the phone number of the money. Get on that credit card. You've got that. You've got a credit card. You can spend money. Are you sitting at home? I want to spend some money.
281, Minneapolis, Minnesota, 55.
It makes me painfully aware that I suppose a modern equivalent could be streaming. Now, I could argue that, I mean, I'm not the worst for this. I might have, where's my coffee.com? That's a mistake to not have that on the screen. Boom. Like, you can tippy me, obviously, we're in Twitch, so you can tip me, you know, the Twitch system. But this, like, immediate call for it in this way off the telly didn't, like, you know, you don't have that so much now, do you? Like, but in your homes, I suppose you do, because you've got people like me, not like me, but like even worse grifters who have got an immediate call to action they can do to you to say, hey, give me some money, you know. So I guess there are still people out there who will do this sort of thing, but not so much these days, I guess, on the telly, is it? Or on the main media. You don't see so many adverts that are like, call us immediately and give us your credit card details. Here's the number. suppose websites might work a bit like that. Maybe I'm being naive to that. You know, visit the website and immediately start spending the money now. So I suppose maybe the websites work like that. It's like also occurs to me that back in the day you used to go to shops and used to look at the items and then buy them and take them home. Whereas here you give them the money and at the end of it you've got nothing. You have to wait for a couple of weeks until somebody big ups, first time chatter. This is a random stream. Yeah. I was told Super Chuffer was on YouTube. I am on YouTube, you chuffer. I am on YouTube, you chuffer. I am. I'm a YouTuber. You all know me, same old G, been low key, hated on by most of these G's with no trees, no snowmobiles. I am on YouTube, look. What? I'm on all the streams. I can be wherever I want. I'm like, they seek him here, they seek him there. That Scarlet Pimpernel, he's blowing up your slag system. I am on YouTube. Steve of the Dead, who is my co-compadre in Thus, we're going to be getting back on soon. It's just there's ebbs and flows. YouTube over summer as well is a bit of a slow mover generally, and I'm really confident and happy with the way my content's going, so I don't feel this sort of pressure that I have to sort of be like every day. I come on Twitch just to mess about, as you can see, and I go on YouTube. I think that's going to stay there. You know, those videos, aren't there? Like these live streams are like episodes, so people can go and watch them. Like you can go and watch that Cults episode with Steve of the Dead right now and it will make sense. It's not time sensitive. It will still make sense in a year. So like, whereas what I'm doing now, who knows? So I just tend to put the good stuff on Super Chuff. Like it's a bit more quality, a bit less quantity maybe at the moment. But yeah, it's up there on YouTube. And I've also got Battery Exhausted. If you want to see nutters. Hello, YouTube, thank you for not playing the video like you're supposed to. If you want to see some nutters, there's some nutters over there. And we've got Super Chuff for you as well, which is where this video will probably go. So, you know.
449.
Spend the monies. Call us up now, spend the monies. He loves it.
I need your help with one more thing. The gentleman I spoke to at the beginning of the show said that one of the things he hates up is cleanup.
I hate cleanup too.
Yeah.
Am I doing Nutter Watch on Friday? Do you know what I should do? Like, it seems to have become a thing, hasn't it? I don't really have an official schedule, but yeah, I should do. Yeah, I probably will. Like, we should just do this. I could just do this. Just upload this and just say, fucking watch that, you chuffers. But yeah.
Here's how easy
everything
it is.
else about the PaintStick
This is fun, isn't it?
is so easy.
Kelly sort of suggested it, and we started talking about it, and now it's happening.
Is cleanup easy?
Kelly was like, she likes old adverts. We should get her on a stream. We should do the old adverts together, maybe.
It certainly is. Remember, all you have to do to put
Although I've got this bad curse. Although she's... anyway, my bad curse. I'm pretty sure that Kelly, like, believes in hedgehogs, so don't worry. 0898 50 50 50. Come on, call chat back. 0898 50 50 50. Do you know what will always bug me for the rest of my life is that I never called chat back. I mean, my mom would have gone fucking mad. Do you remember the itemised phone bill? Do you remember the itemised phone bill? Yeah? Do you remember the itemised phone bill? Oh my god. I convinced my mom once to call for a, like, in the back of a magazine, not one of those funny numbers, not one of the kinky numbers, but the back of a magazine, it was a computer magazine, and it had a Turtles arcade game. And it was like, you can win a Turtles arcade machine. And I thought, well, this is brilliant. I really want a Turtles arcade machine, and I can win one. You know, I was a kid. I was suckered into the advert. But I grew up in the 80s where adverts were like, I mean, maybe my parents should have been more aware of it. I don't know, like, maybe they don't need to, like, take the blame for this. Maybe it's society, but, you know, advertising to kids was worse than it is now, and it was bad. You got a Hong Kong Fooey dressing gown. You won a Cartoon Network competition. I won a golden straw in McDonald's. Nothing else. I was going to say I don't believe these things ever. Maybe you can win things, because after this one experience, it changed my mind for life. This one did. Basically, it was a picture of the Turtles arcade machine, answer some easy questions, win the Turtles machine. And I'm like, I know all about the Turtles. Mom, this is made for me. It can't go wrong. I know all about the Turtles. All you have to do is let me go on the phone and it's like expensive phone number per minute, and she's like telling me I'm not allowed to, you know, we've had the discussions, and I think she just thought, like, why don't I show him what it's rubbish it is, and then that's an end to it. Do you know what I mean? So I called the thing, she was there, my mum was, and I was like, okay, first question, it was like I didn't realise, first of all, I didn't realise it was going to be automated. You know, I was like an 8-year-old or whatever, so I didn't realise it was going to be automated. It was automated, and then it was like, so the first question about Duran Duran, and I was like, I don't know anything about Duran Duran. What do you want about Duran Duran? And like they asked me these like trivia questions, and then that was it. You put the phone down, and I was like, well, did I win? Probably not. And it was nothing about the turtles. I thought it was going to be all about the turtles, and I thought I was going to ace the. I thought if you answered the questions right, you're basically guaranteed the machine. Like, oh man, yeah, the itemized phone bill. I didn't get in trouble for that because obviously I was allowed to do it, but you could never use the phone for fear of it going on the itemized phone bill. So I never called chat back either. Like 0898 50 50 50. I probably wouldn't have wanted to at that age, but just the fact that I never knew what it was like to hear chat back. Do you know what I mean? That would have been an experience that I could now say, oh, I called that once. It was funny because I suppose the equivalent these days is Omegle. Wonder if that's working. No. What's happened? Omegle's gone. When was this? I thank AM for opening my eyes to the human cost of Omegle. What? I'd have to read through that. So that's a different story. 2023, I didn't know that had happened. Omegle video chat with strangers. Omegle, oh, I did know, look, this is weird. This must be my brain. Omegle shut down, video chat website closed after abuse claims, 9th of November, but I've forgotten that I clicked this. I've obviously clicked it in the past. It was purple. That was just talking with random strangers on the internet though, and you don't really feel comfortable, so I know why it's been closed. I understand that it's been closed. I think you don't, it's a bit of a weird, I never really felt like that was much fun really. I suppose when I was younger you'd go on Omegle with the hope that you might see a nice lady. You'd be like, oh, voice chatted with a nice lady, maybe you could become my internet girlfriend, like, you know, when you're young. And then, like, actually what happens is you see, like, a bunch of people with their weenuses out and you think, I'm never going on Omegle again. Immediate close. Get it off the screen. So, yeah.
In the can is just slip it right back over the fill tube. You push on the handle, and that pushes all the paint right back in the can so you don't waste any. Then you use your painter's tool to strip off the excess paint. You use the roller cover to clean the outside.
Both of those you gave us.
Right.
All right.
Then all you have to do is unscrew it, flush this out a few times in a tub of hot water, and clean out the inside, and you're done.
And that's it. And that's all you have to store.
And that's it.
Don't you love it? I mean, this is a fabulous system.
Didn't we go through that already?
Now there's something else I want.
It's what I mean. So now this moment, this like section is they're on the phones, like they're driving the phone traffic, aren't they? So the phones are ringing. They're going to stay on and keep driving the phone traffic, but essentially they've shown us everything. So this section's like the comfortable last 10 minutes when they just keep you in that comfortable warm bath of the things we've already told you. Everything is good. This guy at the back's definitely wearing a wig.
You showed us very quickly what did you call it?
It's called the Quick Painter. Let me show you that once more, okay?
You want to see more about the Quick Painter? That was such a nifty deal with the cutting in.
Yeah.
All right.
All you do is just take the nozzle, stick it right down into the paint can.
Well, I won't. No. I won't be doing this because my paint cans have got your plastic lids on. Thank you.
Back on the handle.
Just like.
Because otherwise things can get in the paint.
Just like the paint stick.
Okay.
Now this is the only time.
Just like the paint stick, except quite different from the paint stick. Actually.
Time, Nancy, that you'll probably have to use a rag or a paper towel.
A paper what?
All you have to do is just wipe off the nozzle.
That's it.
That's
in
it.
this whole system, that's it.
Put your paint pad back on. It is great, isn't it?
She loves it. It's not that impressive, is it? 'Cause the whole point of it is we weren't doing. This is a step down from the paint stick, if anything.
Now we're going to use a paint pad here instead of a roller like we used.
I think we're moving more towards paint poverty again. I don't like it. We're supposed to be elitist painters here. We're supposed to have the elite painting tools. I don't want to be seeing any of this paint poverty, wiping things with a rag. What, do I need my assistant to do it? It's funny, isn't it? Because real elite people don't paint anything in their own houses. Boris Johnson got, like, when they did the curtains at 10 Downing Street, somehow Carrie Johnson, Boris Johnson's wife, not his first one, somehow Carrie Horses Johnson, she ended up spending millions of pounds, over $1 million, was it, on the interior design? Was it the interior designer? Very wealthy, like very upmarket interior designer in London. They actually went down the number 10 Downing Street for a champagne party as well, didn't they? During lockdown. So they were having it large, and I bet the taxpayer was paying for it.
The paint stick. And this isn't an ordinary paint pad. No. This is made
that was political.
Of neoprene. That's what they use in scuba diving suits. All you have to
That's what they use in scuba diving suits. Well, I'm not scuba diving.
To get the paint from here up to the paint pad, there's a little trigger.
Why are we not dipping the paintbrush in the paint pot anymore?
Right here.
Oh,
we're using the trigger.
Okay.
See the trigger?
All you do is just press the trigger, and the paint comes right out.
Look.
Can you see
it's
it?
Squeezing
right
out.
Yes.
Now you're ready to paint. You've got two little wings.
Why do they cheer it? Why do they cheer that?
Right here on the side of the paint stick. You just put them right next to your window, and you just start painting.
And those wings see to it that you can't.
The wings see to it that you can't do the detail as the way that a brush would.
Do the wrong
Does it
thing.
do it? Is that fast enough for you? Huh?
That's fast enough for it. Okay, so now
Well, it's the same speed as a brush laden with paint.
you've given us all of that.
Give you the quick painter, and I also gave you the quick mask. Now remember, this is the masking tape and poly drop cloth in your hand. You've got 70 feet of masking tape and poly drop cloth. All
70 feet?
you do is just go right down to your baseboard.
How many feet do you need?
Right here, and you just take the masking tape and attach it right to your baseboard all the way across.
Look at this.
It
Look
rolls
at this.
right out.
It just comes off the roller. Does that seem easy?
Like every time she asks them, like, are you happy with this? Is this okay? They respond with wild applause. So I'm starting to think it's a bit sus, really. Like,
Now,
it's a plastic bag on a bit of sticky.
Nancy,
Yes.
take a look at this. When you get to the end and you want to tear it, it even has a built-in cutter right here.
A built-in cutter, just like the saran wrap, if you're American. The cellophane, that's got a built-in cutter too, but I don't have to be sold it when I'm at the supermarket. There's not someone there saying, hey, have you considered using our product with built-in serrated cutter? It's just, you take it for granted, don't you?
For you. So all you have to do is just tear it off.
Just tear it off.
Built-in cutter. Now, would you help me down at that end?
Oh, sure.
All you do is just pull it out.
There you go.
And since you don't need a drop cloth because there isn't any splattering and spilling, this is just
That
enough.
protects your baseboard.
Look at that.
We're done.
Look at that.
Ready to paint, huh?
Yeah, actually, it's extraneous, isn't it? Like you said, part of the benefit of the roller was there was no spatter. So you're saying that we're just masking the board, but we don't need to because there's never going to be any spatter.
This is, without a doubt, the most complete, the easiest, the cleanest, the fastest painting system that has ever been invented.
It's the cleanest, the fastest, the most complete painting system that's ever been invented. Is that because the other painting system you can't count it as invented? Like using a brush and some paint. You can't say that ain't got invented that. So no one's patented using a brush and some paint. But this one is the one, out of all of them that's been patented, is it?
But there's just one more job that most people hate
Cleaning it.
to do. Decks.
Deck.
No, decks.
If you've ever tried to seal or paint a deck on the outside,
Oh, the ceiling. Yes.
I know some of my friends
Yes, I'm always trying to seal and paint decks. It's a fucking nightmare. Sealing and painting decks with my standard rollers. It's the bane of my life.
that take months to do this because
Months. It takes me months.
you got on your hands and knees
I have to go on my hands and knees. What?
Yes.
with the sealer or the paint. All you do is just put it right here. I'm going to take up the redwood.
Oh, look at
No.
this. Look at this for your outside decks. And of course, this is one of those things where you often are supposed to do it almost every year. Now, look at how the paint.
Look at how the paint comes out in gobs, completely uneven on first application. And if you hadn't got the roller prepared and rolling, you would see that it is completely uneven, despite having promised us that it gives an even coverage.
the sealer is getting into the roller from the inside.
No stress.
Once
no
it's now, once it's all gobbed on from the inside, once you start rolling it around in the paint that you've already applied, it's going to seem like it applies in one even coat, but it simply doesn't.
strain, you get your deck completely done in just...
What happens is, as you're gobbing it out from the brush while you roll it, you apply a little too much, and that makes it seem that you've got it nicely coated, because on first application after a few rolls, you really put a load of thick paint on there. Like, it's going directly through the brush, directly onto the surface. So it's almost like skipping the middleman at some point when the brush is fully laden with paint, isn't it? I don't think this is the correct way to apply paint.
You know, this is just...
Great, huh?
Ready? Okay, look at the 1-800 number. You call. We'll be back. We're not done
You
yet.
call, we'll be back. Here's a chance. George McKay now from New Jersey is going to tell you. Who the fuck is George McKay?
That paint pan, okay, you're opening yourself up for everything, anything to fall in.
When you have that paint can, when you have that paint pan, you are opening yourself up for anything. The ceiling could come in, the bath might just overfill with water, and like you are opening yourself up for anything if you have one of those paint cans, one of those paint pans, sorry. Like, the shower could fall off the wall. You are opening yourself up for anything. Before you know it, you'll be working in a sweatshop in Azerbaijan. You've got that paint pan. I started out with just a paint pan, and I didn't realise I was opening myself up for anything. And before I knew it, I was living in a tent on the A45 because I opened myself up for anything. Paint pan, you wouldn't have believed it.
Okay, anything can get in
And my
there.
energy for this is starting to wane now.
Then you're putting it on the wall and you're picking little pieces of paint off the wall.
You're picking paint off the wall. What are you? That's when you're really high all night. That's when you've done an all night, isn't it? That's when you're really high all night. You're picking paint off the wall. You nutter.
Right, when you're using this,
This guy, I wouldn't trust this guy with the paint tips. What does he know?
it's just clean product. I'm very happy with
It's just clean product. You see, he's talking about that stuff.
We were able to save ourselves $550 by doing it ourselves.
We were able to save $550. You just made up a number.
And
You're not even a real person, Patricia.
we're really glad that we did it because it was much easier than we thought.
Don't let your next
Patricia there, she was a fake. She's just an actress telling you that she thinks this and thinks that just to try and sell the paint thing, isn't she? I don't trust her at all.
painting project get you down. Introducing the
Home
Home
Right.
Right painting system, featuring the innovative and easy-to-use Home Right paint stick. Simply attach the universal lid to
See, now I've seen this bit already, but I find it comforting that I recognise what's about to happen.
any standard 1-gallon paint can. Place the paint stick on the fill tube, pull back on the handle, and you're ready to paint up to 64 square feet in just one fill. Throw away those old rollers
Look
and
at him! Look at him! Oh, it makes me so cross. Arrest them. There should be harsher sentences for people like this. They shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. They shouldn't. They shouldn't just be a minor, misdemeanor, a magistrate. They should be a serious... They shouldn't be allowed to get away with it. Things like this. It's sickening. Absolutely vile. Absolutely vile. It reminds me of that Eddie.
pans. The paint stick gives you perfect one-coat coverage each and every time. Attach the 3/4-inch roller and paint outdoor
Well, no,
surfaces such as
every time again in my mind then I was looking at that and thinking disgusting paint wanker, but then I realised this was the good thing that was sucking it up in the thing again. I forgot which one I was supposed to be angry at.
stucco quickly and
It was
easily.
in my mind I had mental double standards there. Right.
And thanks to the Home Right Spatter Shield, painting ceilings
This
will
is good.
always
Spatter
be
shield good.
mess-free.
Because the thing is, I'm supposed to be pretending that I like it, but at the same time, in my react, I'm telling you that it's bad and taking the piss out of it by being sarcastic. So it's hard for me to remember which side of the fence I'm on.
This entire Home Right painting system is available through this special television offer for only 3 easy payments of $19.95.
I've got the window as well. I don't know if this
But
makes sense. I'm looking at it over here. Let's just move my obs so I can see what I look like looking over here. I'm looking at the window over here a lot, and that's out of frame. So that's not so good. I shouldn't have been doing that. That's naughty of me. Let's move it again. I've got too many windows now. I've got too many windows and monitors. I've got big monitor space now. That was my birthday / Christmas. Christmas I got nothing. Alright. Save it in the bank. Keep that for later. Birthday I got nothing. Well, I did get this monitor, but it came weeks later. But it's fine because I didn't ask for anything until I decided I wanted a monitor, and then it's time to cash in.
You'll also receive the Quick Painter, designed to reduce the time of cutting in. This versatile.
But all I got was this monitor. I didn't get a bag of plastic bags on a gaffer tape that I could use as well, and I didn't get an extra small monitor that was just like the normal monitor that I could get thrown in for the same price, and I didn't get a thing to clean it in the faucet as well, which only cleans the roller, not the interior of the roller where you suck up the paint.
Glides around 2 doors and a window on a single fill. Protecting molding and trim used to be a terrible task, but you'll cut preparation time in half with Quick Mask.
I can't believe you let me do the whole stream looking over there. Looking over there. What am I looking at over there? Doesn't make sense. I have to look this way. It's your fault. That is. You should burden the... I'm not taking responsibility. It's not my fault. I'm not taking responsibility. It's not my fault. If anything, you should have told me. It's YouTube these days. It's not YouTube, it's Twitter. It'll go on YouTube. It's Twitch. It'll go on YouTube. Go on YouTube later. I'll put it on YouTube later. You watch.
Poly drop cloth.
After this, I've got more fun things to show you as well that you haven't seen. So.
A 70-foot roll of 21-inch poly drop cloth combined with masking tape in this handy dispenser. Painting the home right way will save you time and money, and so will cleaning up. That's right. Use this handy painter's tool to remove unused paint from the roller cover. Then attach this innovative roller cleaner to any standard faucet, and the roller cover is cleaned in seconds. Order today and you'll receive the Home Right Tips and Techniques painting video and this special wallpapering video. This complete system comes with a 30-day money-back guarantee, and the Home Right PaintStick is guaranteed for life. If it ever breaks, repair or replacement is free of charge. It's the last painting system you'll ever buy. Sold separately, this package could cost over $150, but it's available today for 3 easy payments of only $19.
Listen, we might not make it to the end of this. I've just had in my inbox. Listen, we might not get to the end of this. I've just been sent some very sensitive video. A very sensitive video indeed. Previously unreleased footage. I've just been sent a very sensitive video indeed. Previously unreleased. Should we get to the end of this and then we'll watch the very sensitive video?
Here's how to order.
To order the complete Home Right painting system in 3 easy payments of $19.95, use your credit card and call the toll-free number on your screen, or send check or money order to Home Right Painting System.
You can send a check or money order
281
to this address. Write it down. Back in the day when people used to write it down.
Minneapolis, Minnesota 55449.
Send your check and monies and get the paint here, harness. Go, Ricky. Oh, we're back with this in the studio, and everyone is painting everything now. It's a paint fiesta all of a sudden.
Back. I hope by now you've already ordered your
Can't believe it.
painting system.
Look at this.
And I tell you what we have done in the meantime, we pulled a lot of volunteers out of our audience. Hi, what's your name?
John.
Well, John, tell me, how do you like this?
That's all right. I'll give it a shot anytime.
All right, well, keep painting. You got a whole house here, John, and you can't go home till you're done. Hi, what's your name?
Joe.
Joe, this is my...
Joe. Joe looks scared. John, I'll give him a free pass. I mean, just let him go. But Joe looks scared. What are you doing, Joe? Aren't you supposed to be... have you come for a day out with your nan? And she's got you doing the painting on the tellis. What's going on here? He likes Notre Dame. Joe.
My idea of heaven.
He's done the he's on the Justin Bieber diet, isn't he? He's on the he's on the Hollywood treadmill, starting at the bottom. Well, they're starting at his bottom. Anyway, look.
The sun goes out and paints the garage door. How do you like it? What do you think?
It's great.
Is
Goes
it?
on nice and easy.
Don't make it look too easy. Dad's going to have you out.
Oh, it's his dad, the guy that sells the things.
Time. Thank you. Hi, what's your name?
Hi, Rebecca.
Rebecca, you look so pretty.
Hey, Rebecca, you do look pretty.
You were willing to do this in your gorgeous sweater. What do you think?
I think it's great. I'm pretty short and I can reach all the way up to the top.
Okay, besides...
I think it's great. I'm pretty short and I can reach all the way up to the top, she says, stretching to reach the top. They don't show the reach.
Sweater, what do you think?
Look.
I think it's great. I'm pretty short and I can reach all the way up to the top.
Just
Okay, besides that, you're also very tiny. Is it too heavy? How is it to handle?
Oh, it's real light. It's real easy.
Isn't it nice? Well, keep going.
Oh yeah, everything is fucking fantastic. Like, she didn't know what the script was, but it doesn't matter because she's just going to say the best things that she possibly can because she's getting paid.
You're doing good. And look at you. What's your name?
Brian.
Hello,
Brian.
What do you think?
I think it's great. I had to paint a deck this past summer, and this is much easier than what I had to do with before.
Really, you did do this before.
He knows the script. Brian knows the script. If Brian plays his cards right, you know, he could get a job on something else on the telly, maybe. Can't think of anything that'd be good for, really.
Well, then you're going to buy one of these, so the next time you don't have to work.
You could play, like, football player? American football jock, maybe?
That hard?
Of course.
Thanks a lot.
Sure.
Dan, we are grateful. It is easy. There's
It is
no
a great
question
system.
about
Grateful.
it. Yeah. All right, we want to say thank you to Jen Muller, right?
Yes,
Right.
you're welcome, sweetheart.
See you next time.
Thank you, too.
All right. Now, you still have time to order, but you better...
You still have time to order. My dog is barking because he thinks Peter Folding's in the garden, so give me a second. You still have time to order, and then I've got a very sensitive video that we're going to watch.
And we'll see you next
If you're watching this on YouTube, you be good. If you can't be good, you're naughty.
time on Home Right. Thanks, guys.
I can do that 70-foot side in about 30 minutes running with the paint stick. It's very, very fast. It's clean. I don't have to make all those trips up and down the ladder.
We painted our living room and hallway, and we're getting ready to work on our bedroom now.
Bedroom. Painted the kitchen too, and she did all the work. All herself. I did the trim a lot, but she did all the work.
And I saw one of these. I bought the complete kit and went in there, and I couldn't believe the time it saved me. It was amazing. And I hate painting, but this was fun.
Don't let your next painting project get you down. Introducing the Home Right Painting System, featuring the innovative and easy-to-use Home Right Paint Stick. Simply attach the universal lid to any
I
standard...
just realised they paid absolutely no care to calling it... Like, why did they call it the paint stick? They could have called it, like, the Snaz Painto, or the Paint Applyo 10,000 or something, and they called it Paint Stick. What does it do? It paints. What is it? It's like a roller on a stick, but you can fill it up. We called it the infusion sucker roller, a paint stick. Our audience won't understand what you're saying. Call it the paint stick. What is it? It's just paint stick, isn't it? Call it the paint stick. Well, we had registered the trademark of Infuso Succo Painted Applyo. Call it the paint stick. Our customers won't. Just call it the paint stick.